Hey everybody, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Tonight we are playing Final Fantasy XIV, and we made a lot of headway on patch 6.3 last week. Since we finished up the bulk of the really important missions and the Alliance raid for the most part, we'll be finishing up the Alliance raid quest line tonight. And then after that, there's some new side quests for patch 6.3 that'll be the Tataru. I don't know if it's like crafting quest line with her. It's that same quest line where I think the overall plot is that we're trying to make her a bracelet or put together a bracelet that used to belong to her relative or something. I'm realizing I can't remember very much of what the hell the plot line was for that, but it's pleasant because usually the Tataru quests deal with revisiting people that we dealt with in previous expansions, so that's always fun. So we'll be doing that, and then also, if there's time, there's a continuation on the, I think it's called Newfound Adventures. Basically, we found a tiny little blobby void scent that was like an eyeball, but a friendly eyeball. And so we were essentially learning about the 4 archfiends through that little eyeball guy. Oh, hey, Crimson. Yes, so I could even go to my island sanctuary. There's not like a, I don't know if there's a quest line yet for it, or maybe I just need more XP. I did unlock a new, it's like a new tool or something, because I found 3 or 4 new materials. So my assumption is, if it's anything like before, I have to level up for it to even trigger the next set of quest lines. I think it involves a new area to build something off of, because I swear I saw a picture that looked like a roller coaster ride or something, so I definitely want to make that. I don't know how hard that's going to be. Let's see, actually. I can't remember if you get XP from doing crafting quests with the little minion guys. If so, that would make things easier, because normally if you every time you harvest something, you only get like 10 XP, and right now I need like 2,000 XP or something crazy like that. I heard there were new things I haven't... Oh, yes. Yeah, there was a lot actually in this one. So there was the main MSQ, which took a nice chunk of time. There's the new trial with Rubicante, the one of the last archfiends that you have to deal with for the MSQ, and then the new Alliance raid, which is was it 4 new gods to deal with? Actually 5 technically, because they're 2 twins. Which was fun. I kind of liked the previous Alliance raid a little bit more, actually. I feel like the fights were a little more interesting, and the music was a little bit better. Not that, I mean, Soken makes some amazing music, so it's all good. It's just that, relatively speaking, the previous end boss for the last Alliance raid was like really good and catchy. This one a little bit less so. Alright, so... Oh, I do get Island XP. Haha. Still didn't unlock a quest, though. Shit. I guess that means... Oh, man. I have to get 43,000 XP. God, so much. How much did I get from that? That was... 3,700 just from doing that. So, in about a week... If I was just doing crafting deliveries, maybe I'd have enough. I really just hate the mindless, like, pick here, dig here. Initially it was kind of fun, but not when you need 40,000 XP. Hey, Joe. Actually, while I'm here, let's see. Did anybody... no new expedition stuff yet. I can't remember if you get experience for expeditions. I hope so. I could check on my many animals. Got a big goo-boo there. Let's see. No. I think I have to wait till like midnight tonight for the full like loop, so that it'll have new stuff to gather. Yeah. Nothing just yet. So, before I forget, let's go back to, I think it was Quarry Mill. So this may or may not be spoilers for Crimson, but I had finished the vast majority of the Alliance raid last Tuesday, but then there was maintenance. Or was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. But there's maintenance right near the last quest. So I'm going to start the stream tonight just finishing the last quest, which really bugged me because I was so close to finishing the whole thing within a single evening. Always a troubling part of the way the warrior light relates to the world. Meet the vaunted Louis Sois and kill him. Meet Heidelin and kill her. Meet the very gods themselves. And, well, at least this time we're not actually killing the gods, or at least not yet. It's very temporary, like they just want to test our mettle. So, we've been kind of lucky. Speak of the devil, there's little mini Halone and Menfina, who are very cute. In this land, those voices raised in praise for Nafaka are especially strong. Yeah. My fucking carbuncle is bigger than you little guys. Well, maybe about the same. And also, Louis Sois was kind of interesting because we only really had to kill him because he had been tempered. He didn't actually go bad. I mean, he got killed in a rather badass way, at least. I still think that whole thing with the end of the world with Dalamud was like really cool. I don't think I'll ever see another game that had that sort of, I don't know, it's like the balls to do that. To say, you know what, this game wasn't working, chuck it all. But not just like quietly delete it. No, make it as big of a spectacle as possible. Blow up the world. Have that be canonically happening in game, and then start over fresh. You know, like that's crazy. Never see that again. Somebody wants to test the warrior light strength. At this point, is there, you know, like I was actually thinking about something like this just the other day. Canonically, I mean, you've played to at least the end of the base Endwalker game, right? I don't want to spoil like too much in case you haven't, but the things we've defeated at this point, I don't know how you go back to like anybody else. You did? Okay. We've beaten the thing at the end of the universe. Like, how do you top that? You have some evil Garlean or something come in and it's like, really? Is this a threat? I was even joking like, whatchamacallit, when I was visiting Harshifan's grave the other day. If there was a way you could jump off that cliff, you wouldn't even die. I don't think the Warrior of Light, like, through traditional means can be harmed anymore. He's just so overpowered. It's almost kind of, it's amusing when you see a bad guy try to, you know, fight them. I like to think maybe if I had a headcanon, it's like, whoever it is, you know, the Warrior of Light is such a mythical character. Most people haven't actually seen him or her, right? They've heard of them, but they haven't seen their face necessarily. So I would assume anybody dumb enough to try to challenge us probably hasn't actually seen us and doesn't realize that we are the Warrior of Light. Because otherwise, why the fuck would you ever think you have a shot against a literal god slayer? Like, it's so, I don't know. It's quaint when you see some big bad come up, but that's the other thing too, because nowadays we don't get the traditional, like, remember Realm Reborn, when all the Asians were like mustachio twirling villains. Like, we don't get that same kind of villain anymore, really. Aside from, God, what was the name of that dude from the Whirlit? That really creepy Garlean from the Whirlit quests. He was just pure evil. I mean, we don't often get somebody that's just pure-ass evil with no redeeming qualities, but he certainly was one of those guys, with how he treated the aura underneath him. ARR was very Saturday morning cartoon. Yeah, but I also think that maybe that's all they had time for, because remember, at that time, they were both trying to do the swan song for... They were still working on 1.0 to finish it out, and trying to make a whole new 2.0 at the same time. So you probably don't have a lot of time to get really nuanced with, like, plots and things. You want something functional that'll just be like, okay, cool, this makes sense, this gives me a satisfying conclusion. And then, as they did later, you could buff it later by making it more complicated. But when I see that 3-part documentary about the fall and rise of 14, I still don't understand how they did it. There must have been many sleepless months, you know, like years, or the entire time was sleepless, because it's like, how do you find the time to fix all that? So that Japanese work ethic, you know, where overtime is kind of almost the expected thing because you want to do right by the product, even to the detriment of your own health. Xenos, yeah. Yeah, Xenos, you know what? Xenos is kind of interesting because, like, I enjoyed him a lot, but admittedly, he's not that deep. I think a lot of people try to add a layer of complexity to him, which to a certain degree I can see. But at the end of the day, he was essentially just an extremely combat sexual individual who had a terrible upbringing and just was completely obsessed with having the most epic fight with you. I don't even know if I could necessarily say that he was like attracted to you. He was just highly attracted to the situation of fighting you, which is kind of too bad because you can't help but wonder if things had played out differently. If he was somebody that maybe, like, you know, if you're familiar with the Dragon Song Ultimate fight, where they actually do time travel-y shenanigans, if there was a way to go back and try to fix Xenos, you know, like have him not have such a shitty upbringing, have him not be, I think he was even experimented on by his father, I can't remember, some sketchy shit. Maybe he could have been a scion, you know? He'd be a very different person. You know, it's like the nature versus nurture kind of thing, right? If only someone had introduced him to Savage. Well, there's a great Reddit, God, I wish I could find it. Somebody made this amazing Reddit post that was a story, basically, and it's like, imagine you're playing this game and it's too easy and you fight things, and I'm horribly paraphrasing what they said, but essentially you play a game that's too easy, has no challenge, and just makes you wonder, like, why do I even bother? But then one day they add a new mechanic or a new fight with this new boss where you're like, huh, that's kind of cool. And then it turns out you fight to a stalemate, or you actually keep getting your ass handed to you by this boss, and now you're interested. Now you're thinking, okay, maybe this game actually has something to offer me that I didn't notice before. And essentially, you know, long story short, they were doing an analogy of, you know, Xenos versus a gamer who could kind of gel with that concept of you want to live for a challenge, because if everything's handed to you or everything's standard, it's kind of dull, right? And I think that's probably why some people really understood the Xenos thing and liked the Xenos stuff at the end of Endwalker, and other people completely didn't. Like, if you didn't subscribe to that mentality and you just thought he was an asshole, then you probably... what's his face? There's a guy that's a World of Warcraft, or ex-World of Warcraft gamer. I think his name is Bellular. He had like a video review of it, and he was like, I loved Endwalker. It was amazing, made me cry, all this stuff, all the way until the end. And apparently that whole showdown with Xenos bothered him so much, it actually slightly tainted the ending for him. And I was like, what? Wow, that's really extreme, because I was one of the people that picked the option that's something like, you're not wrong, you know, like when he was saying, like, don't you want new challenges and don't you strive for new excitement? It's like, no, because I can kind of get where he's coming from. Then I wouldn't murder people to do it like Xenos does, but I can get that drive to, you know, to have excitement. Option C, is option C the one? So I think the one I'm talking about might be B. Oh, not B. It might be A, actually. I think it was all the way at the top. C might have been the one that's like, you gotta go. There's one in the center that I think is like, I'm not going to fight you. And then the other one is just the extreme, like, dude, you can just say whatever you want, but I'm going to kill you here and now. And so I think most people, one person I think that I had looked at a video of tried the neutral option, but obviously they don't let you really walk away because he has to die in some capacity at the end. But most people either picked like, I get you, and I'm still gonna kill you, or fuck you, I'm gonna kill you. So they're all valid. I completely get it. Yeah, because I like Savage Raids. I don't do the kind of raiding that I used to. Like when A Realm Reborn was new, I was hardcore, like in a static party. I was a paladin, so I was essentially, I had to know all the fights, all the coils of Bahamut, all the way from beginning to end. I did as a static, and Oh boy, it felt like it was tougher back then. I think there were less like easy guides for how to do things, so a lot of it really was a lot of trial and error within your own teams. Nowadays, within the week, somebody already has a video that has all like the cheat sheets for how to do everything. So it's definitely eliminated some of that challenge factor. But I mean, those are some great memories. I mean, I came from Final Fantasy XI, so I understand the hard mode of doing, you know, super static raids where you're guaranteed to die a lot and have to, you know, smack your head against a wall repeatedly. Because I did that game's version of Dynamis, which is, you know, it's like this nightmare realm where you have this big multi-party alliance raid, and I played a thief, which means I was only good for doing death pulls, basically. Like, I would pull all the enemies to the group, and then purposely die so my teammates could pick selectively amongst like which ones to kill first. And what was my reward? Not much, because back then you didn't just get to roll for whatever you wanted at the end. Since you were in static groups, you had to agree like this person gets priority because they did it first, and then it's your turn later, and well, stupid shit. Plus the drop rate for that game is abysmal. It was like under 5% for most items, and that was amongst like 20-something people. So it's like many times you just do it to do it, and then you hope one day, maybe just one day, I'll get the item I wanted. So 14 was a nice change of pace, to put it mildly. Hey, Ethedge. Anyway, sorry. I could easily, unfortunately, go on a major tangent about 11 if I ever had the opportunity, so I'm just going to stop myself before I go on that tirade. But anyway, glad all you guys are here. We're going to finish this quest with Derek real quick, and then we'll be able to chat a bit, and then do the Tataru quests. So I'm also trying to record this for my YouTube channel at the same time, so let's make sure I get this set up. Good to go. The Secret of the 12. Derek casts a languid gaze to and fro. Languid, huh? It doesn't take too long to extract the information. Krell should be here any moment now. I still can't get over all of them being tiny minions. Apologies for the wait. With that, I've obtained information from I've obtained information from all my stones. You've taken care of your... Oh my god. It's so tongue-tied. You've taken care of yours already, yes? Oh, I love my outfit. Thank you for worrying about me. While it's good to know that I can handle myself, I'm heartened to be doing this with you all. I owe you thanks as well, Byragot and Nafika, for accepting my request with good grace. Think not of it. You did well to see your task through, little one. Indeed. Come, come, let us all return to the Omphalos. Getting crazy slow down here. Oh, there's a lot of people in this zone, that's why. I feel like these tiny god animals should meet the tiny god animals of under Hell's Lid. It would be like when the Care Bears meet the Care Bear cousins. Yeah, that's right. Well, there's only 4 of those guys, right? Well, actually, there's a couple minor guys that are also minions over there too, aren't there? There's like a mongoose or something like that. Where did they say? We're doing it right. I do love like the quirkiness of the in-universe stuff. I mean, minions are so silly. The game does a really interesting job of constantly ping-ponging emotionally between either really serious shit or the goofiest, most inane stuff. And I'm here for it. Alright, I think the Omphalos is near, like, the water's edge, right? I wonder, now that you mention it, maybe that's the reason why they did minions. Because the Four Lords stuff minions seem to go over so well with people. It's like, oh, that seems like a pretty natural connection. The Bob Ross music. Oh, is he just going to put me in the cutscene right here? I wish this had voice acting, though. I really do. You took your time, Gaddis. Did something happen? Not really. We just had a chat. Ah, so you rendezvoused with Kryl. How was your experience with the gods, if I may ask? Not only did you help a disillusioned man find his way, you looked in on Kryl besides. Thank you, Gaddis. And you as well, Derek. I fear I overstepped my bounds, but what's done is done. We shall return to our sanctums. You have our gratitude for the delightful time. Oh my god. That's a weird-looking fish. By holding your instruments out to the monument, you'll be able to augment the missing information. Be well, dear children. Can't get over that weird fish. It's so close up, too. Shall we then? Wait, so where are we gonna go? We're gonna go compare notes. Got my tombstone. It's like the tombstone of poetics too. It's like super old school tombstone. So Grawha just has the fucking Heavensward book. He must have really been a fan of that book. I should tell Edmont sometime. So what happens here? Amazing! What was impossible to decipher is now crystal clear. Without further ado, I shall read out the epigraph. As beings who endure by the will of the star, we are susceptible to the influence of hopes and prayers. Thus do we commit our yokes herein, lest we stray from our purpose. He who is named Byragot shall preside over construction. His duty, to fortify the works of men and encourage them to build. Oh. Letting you deploy minions to your island was your stroke of genius. Love having Oh, I do. My island is grouped. So I have specific groups of minions in each region, so they all kind of work together well. Isn't he consulting that book in the cutscene? Yeah, well, I have this funny headcanon. Stop recording because I'm just going to go off on a tangent again. I have this headcanon that... I mean, it's probably not a headcanon. He's such a simp for the Warrior of Light. That Grawha was indeed a fan of yours when you actually were together in the Crystal Tower, like, quests. But he clearly had a whole bunch of time in that now non-existent future where he was woken up for the tower and everybody brought him up to speed about the apocalypse and all this kind of shit. And all they had was the Heavensward book and some other materials to go off of. So I would not be surprised if that dude read that book cover to cover several times over. And from the way Edmont likes to narrate, he probably became a fucking super fan of the Warrior of Light, mostly from that Heavensward book, I would think. So if there was... Because there was a streamer I was watching the other day that's one of the few people that doesn't like Grawha, and it's because she thinks that... and I can actually... When she described it, I was like, you know what? I can kind of see what you're saying, even though I don't feel that way. She said it reminded her of people that have weird parasocial relationships with streamers. And that's unfortunately because she's run into that problem before, where somebody will act like they're your buddy and they know all the stuff about you, but they really don't because you don't know them. It's like a one-way street. And so when she saw Grawha and he kind of does the hero worship thing, it really was a bad taste in her mouth because it reminded her of that kind of person. And in that facet, in that respect, I was like, I could see how that would be not awesome. But that's the book. When there's that flashback that's like in first person, where it's like sepia toned, and he's trying to, someone's trying to like look through it, and then he gets interrupted by, I think it's like Biggs's great grandson or something like that. That's gotta be Graha. So yeah, I just love the callback personally. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Fortify the works of men and encourage them to build. He who is named Ralger shall preside over destruction. His duty to galvanize the star's beating heart and facilitate mankind's regeneration. She who is named Azima shall preside over the sun. Her duty to nurture its life-giving light and illuminate the truth for all to see. He who is named Naldthal shall preside over the subterrane. His duty to make gleam the riches hidden in the darkest depths and in men themselves. She who is named Nafaka shall preside over fertility. Her duty to fill the land with life and prepare a path of peace and plenty. He who is named Althik shall preside over space and time. That's the cool ability. His duty to endow the star with material vigor, that mankind's march may never cease. She who is named Halone shall preside over the glaciers. Her duty to hold the melting ice at bay and imbue men with constancy and tranquility. She who is named Menfina shall preside over the moon. Her duty to perpetuate the turning of night and day and foster love in the hearts of all. He who is named Thaliak shall preside over the rivers. His duty to quench the thirst of men and water their minds with wisdom. She who is named Nemia shall preside over the stars. Her duty to preserve the celestial fabric of the seasons and weave the threads of men's lives. She who is named Lemea, I don't know how you say this one. This is the Limsa god, isn't it? She who is named Limlayan shall preside over the seas. Her duty to administer the tides and inspire men to come together as one and seek new horizons. She has a very Rogadin name. He who is named Ashan shall preside over the mountains. His duty to sustain the breath of the firmament and in wandering share in men's solitude. So which of these guys is probably Derek? Ashan, maybe? He who is unnamed shall watch unflinching. His duty to stand guard over his charge, always and unto the end. Oh. So there's a person that's not on this fucking this altar here. Is it the Warrior of Light? Or is it Derek? I mean, if you think about it, all of this was made when Hydaelyn, now that we know Hydaelyn knew what was to come. There the epigraph concludes. We've been given quite a lot to ponder. Because she could have kind of written that in, saying I know the Warrior of Light's going to be the future savior. So just add him into the mix a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap with some of those abilities. Hopes and prayers influencing their nature. Have you any thoughts on the contents of the epigraph, Gaddis? Oh, am I actually going to comment on this? Oh ho ho. Let's see here. The prayers of her faithful made Halone more imposing. The worship of Dalamud brought forth Menfina's hound. Yeah, so it said Halone was for tranquility and something else, constancy, But now everybody just says Halone by the Fury, like for very aggressive tendencies. So it almost feels like she was misinterpreted a little bit. You mean to say that prayers have changed the 12 into their present forms? That is rather hard to believe. Not really. Did you see when I fought Halone? She was pretty into battle. She enjoyed it. Given what we now know of Dynamis, I believe it's entirely possible. In the presence of that energy, hopes and prayers have more tangible results than one might expect. Its power may be curbed upon our star, but over thousands of years of worship, it could have influenced the gods in various ways. Ways such that which Gaddis just described, for one. Others that come to mind are Halone's shield and spear, which reflect her status as a goddess of war, and Nemia's spinning wheel, which is an apt apparatus for a goddess of fate. Glacius from Killer Instinct. That's a deep cut. Thus did they create this monument, this yoke, that they might never lose sight of their duty, no matter how much they may change. So this is actually to remind the gods not to stray too far? Interesting take. I'm inclined to agree with Raha. The gods wrote that they endure by the will of the star. Who that refers to, we all know too well. Hydaelyn. By sundering reality, she must have known that she would shake the very foundation of existence. Anticipating the potential chaos, I suspect she charged her collaborators with maintaining stability. If this is true, then might not the 13th unnamed be the Watcher of the Moon? It's got to be this dude. Unnamed, very convenient. I notice he's not saying anything. The pieces certainly fall into place. I wonder if he would be willing to share what he knows. As it stands, we've yet to encounter 3 gods. As there's no telling what may happen once we fought them all, I believe we should try to uncover as much of the truth as we can, the better to know how to proceed. To that end, ere we seek out the Watcher, Raha and I shall return to Sharlayan to compile our findings, the data from the analyzer not least of all. To think that the investigation might lead us to the moon! I eagerly look forward to the next stage of our fieldwork. She has some great enthusiasm. And that is still a very ridiculous backpack. Gaddis, like as not, yet more grueling encounters with the gods await. You should rest up and gather your strength. Till the next patch. Not long now ere we arrive the truth. You are the... Okay, you're not even hiding it now. What is your real name? My character is looking real suspicious at him right now. For the longest time I've journeyed alone, not involving myself in the affairs of others. But I've enjoyed our time together. You've undertaken the investigation with all earnestness, and it has been a pleasure to be a part of it. When I imagine the moment we must part ways, I can't help but be saddened, and it surprises me that I feel that way. Forgive me. I didn't mean to wax sentimental. If you excuse me, I shall head outside for some fresh air. So what are your powers? What are you hiding? fucking monkey animation. There he goes again. Gaddis, do you suppose you could follow after him? I can't quite say why, but I feel as though he'll suddenly vanish one day, never to return. Well, that's suitably ominous. Oh, I didn't see that message. Whatever fanboy sins Graha may or may not have committed, surely... Well, you would think so. But here's the thing. That streamer I was talking about that had the issue with the parasocial character, I watched her play 5.3, you know, the part where you should really feel the most for Graha, and she was just kind of like, eh. So, I think if you can't grok with that sort of personality type, it's a real hard sell. Oh, you know, I can't help but wonder why Derek came to us for help. As an explorer, didn't he want to keep the glory of discovery for himself? I, for one, would have gone over the Phantom Realm with a fine-tooth comb alone before thinking to tell a single soul. I mean, that's you. Alright. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if anyone watching has read the comic Fables. Because Fables, I mean, granted, they're not the same kind of god characters, but it's a similar concept where people that believe in the character, those fable characters, keep them alive and give them power. So someone, say for example, like Cinderella or Snow White or something that feels like a timeless character that everyone will seemingly always know about, being thought of and being remembered gives them almost like an immortality and like a power, essentially. Like they can't be killed. But for other characters that are forgotten, or like it's one of those myths that, you know, was from like a specific culture that like kind of has abandoned it, they diminish as the knowledge of them diminishes. It's an interesting concept. I'm sure it's not like the first time someone said that either. It's probably something people are like, oh, no duh. But I still find it very interesting. Oh, 'tis you, Gaddis. What is it? Snowgheim's worried that I'll suddenly vanish, you say? Well, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end, whether we will it or no. When our work is finished, we must go our separate ways. Doing so will sadden me, as you know. Yet that sadness is part of the joy I have derived from our companionship. So I'll accept it when the time comes, and strive with you to the last. Is this like you disappear forever, or you just go back to where you came from, like an alien? Ook. Maybe the little monkey doesn't want you to go. How can you resist that face? As you know, my friend, I would rather you live your own life. But having helped you, I won't send you away against your will. Well, you're a busy man, so I won't keep you. As before, rest assured I will share with you any tidings I receive from Kryl. Take care, my friend. And see you again in due course. Interesting. They treat it as like a sad sort of moment. So it's like maybe he doesn't get to like exist after this is all said and done. Like he's only brought into existence for a specific reason. Oh, though as Frau Totenkinder points out, the fables themselves believe that's how it works, but it's never to... Oh, is that true? I read a good chunk of fables initially, but I kind of stopped after a certain point. It kind of went off in some tangent where I was like, okay, I got the gist of it. Let's move on to some other comic. That's interesting, though. I mean, so you're saying it's it's possible they could be just creating their own power themselves, right? Because they believe that such things give them power, and it's just like they almost kind of self-manifest it. It's an interesting concept regardless. And with the whole theme of Dynamis, it actually makes complete sense in this game why that would be a thing. Because, I mean, we spent so long establishing that Dynamis has the power to essentially affect reality that way. The only thing they haven't said is whether these beings are pure creations, or if... I still want to know those 12, like... not acolytes, what disciples or whatever, those followers of Heidelin that they had in a flashback in, like, I think it was 5.2 or 5.3. Are those the 12? Because that would make sense. But then they also established that the Watcher is derived from one of those followers. So that already messes with that number. Unless Derek is an extension of the Watcher. Because he's that random last guy. I don't know. Curiouser and curiouser. It's like the placebo effect still kind of works, even if you know it's a... Yeah, I think it's possible. It adds a nice amount of depth to it, actually. If that indeed is the case. Let's see. All right, so that finishes up the Alliance raid for now. So now we can see what's up with Tataru. I can't remember. I think it's this in Charlian. Now, last time when we were getting stuff for Tataru... we ended up bumping into the Sky Pirates, which was fun. And then for some reason, Amanalane was... I can't remember why the hell. All I remember is the visual of him wearing warrior artifact armor, because he basically was trying to model some gear that we were supposed to be selling to either the Sky Pirates or someone else. And he's such a dumbass that it's like, hey, I look pretty good in this armor. What do you think? And everyone's like, get out of that armor. You're supposed to be selling it. It was pretty funny, though. Let's see. Is it one of these guys? Can't remember. Oh, no, it's probably the one up here. I'm kind of curious what the whole Tataru questline is leading up to. Like, is it just pure side story? Or is there going to be some like, a reward or some reason? Like, why is this important enough to have story quests for? Not that I dislike it, it's fun. I just want to know what the ultimate purpose is. Like, is this going to maybe connect into 7.0 somehow? Okay. Magina. Think you're the one. Oh, I have a little box reward. An auspicious opportunity. Magina has an urgent request to make of you. Hey. Ah, Gaddis, you couldn't have come at a better time. Do you have a moment to talk? Sure, I'm full of moments right now. My thanks. You see, a foreign merchant approached the boutique with a proposal not long ago. Hancock. God damn it. I wonder if Hancock likes Tataru. There seems to be something weird going on there. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company. Perhaps you've heard of him? Yeah. Ah, so you have a history. No wonder Mr. Tataru declared him unscrupulous and deserving of infinite caution. Though there's a risk in dealing with a man of such flexible principles, his knowledge of the Hingen markets would do much to bolster our efforts to make inroads in the Far East. That is why, despite her misgivings, Mistress Tataru seeks to negotiate a partnership. But for some reason or another, he's requested you be present at their meeting in Kugane. I realize business negotiations are not your forte. They're really not. But we would be most grateful if you'd indulge his request. Of course, there is also the matter of our secret mission. I remember. How is that going, by the way? Where's that little jewel? Once it has been fully restored, this gorgeous sapphire will serve as the centerpiece of Mistress Tataru's necklace. I hope that one day she may look upon it as a memento of not only her mother, but of her many dear friends and allies. This kind of looks like the fucking Assassin's Creed symbol a little bit. Wasn't it kind of like shaped like that? She's secretly an assassin? Perhaps during your visits to Kugane, fortune shall favor us with the discovery of an additional treasure to grace her keepsake. In any case, I believe that covers everything. Mr. Tataru shall meet you at the Ruby Bazaar in Kugane. I wish you a safe journey. Thanks. Tataru's she really is the linchpin. If you think about it, even though she didn't fight any of the battles, if she hadn't been there to kind of either grease the wheels or help things along, we might have been screwed at a couple points in the story. Again, a couple important points. Hancock, where are you? Are they not so are his glasses the same ones that were in like one of the lower level dungeons? I think it's like Dismail Darkhold or something, right? Is that what that fucking dungeon's called? Yeah. It's either Dismail Darkhold or like Aurum Vale. One of them has those little, they're called pince-nez glasses. I think that's the one he has. They look cool in certain situations, but unfortunately, those usually aren't my situations. Is she? Oh, it's raining. It was like how it looked outside my window a couple days ago. Fantasy rain. Actually, I just got an umbrella from some event. I want to see what it looks like. What the fuck category is umbrellas? Fashion? It's not really fashionable, but okay. Oh, it was from Island Sanctuary. What is this? Oh, it looks like one of the mammoths. That's kind of weird. I have a feeling this would look cuter for a Lalafell to use. It just looks weird for me. Oh, it's got a little bow also. That's interesting. I wish you could dye umbrellas. Alright, so where was that? God, I haven't been in this area for a while. It's kind of the unfortunate thing about MMOs. Like, once you essentially out-level certain zones, there's not really a whole lot of reason to come back. This game has been pretty decent about trying to find excuses to come back, but even then, like, you can't... Wait, is she upstairs? Like, it's gonna be emptier than, like, a newer zone. Alright. What is this all about? Sitting in the rain, waiting for Hancock. Hey, can we get out of the rain, please? Or at least under the umbrella. Gaddis, I'm so glad you could make it. I am equally thrilled at your arrival, though I expect I must apologize for the sudden invitation. That's fine. Yes, you should, but more importantly, I'd like to know what the scheme is and how you intend to involve us. Oh my, so quick to assume the worst. While I would love nothing more than to lay bare all my dirty little secrets, 'twould be prudent to discuss my proposal first. Loath though I am to admit it, a draper shop but recently launched by the company has not been well received by the locals. Our intention was to promote the sale of imported apparel woven by the Uldan Weavers Guild. Alas, it seems Western fashions hold little appeal for the citizens of Kugane. Yeah, everybody here's a weeb. So, we rethought our strategy. We would produce Hingan couture, but with world-renowned Ulda silks. Kimono, as they are the favored choice of the wear. Kimono, as they are the favored choice of wear in the Far East. Or rather, that was our plan, until our seamster fell ill. It was as I faced the unpleasant decision of abandoning this venture entirely that I chanced to hear of Tataru's boutique, and the assorted Far Eastern-styled equipment they had to offer. You're referring to our samurai and ninja-inspired sets of armor, yes? For all the Naruto fans. Indeed. By putting your exemplary goods on display, the East Aldernard Trading Company would demonstrate that we, a Western trader, are capable of making garments suited to the needs of our local patrons. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have been informed that you wish to establish a foothold in Hingashi and East Lothard. What better way to make your Kugane debut than to have us showcase your quality wares? It's not without its appeal, I admit. The perfect venue to gauge interest in our goods. Isn't it just? If I may take your grudging concession as a sign of interest, perhaps we can discuss the finer points of my proposed partnership. Oh, we'll be discussing it at length, but I've yet to see how any of this would require Gaddis's involvement. Do I have to model it? Indeed, I was just about to get to that part. Not long ago, I crossed paths with a group of certain someones who were eager to call on Gaddis again. I found myself quite taken with them, charming as they were, that I felt compelled to facilitate this reunion. And, of course, one can never collect too many favors. Alas, I know that you're predisposed to question the motives behind any invitation from the East Aldernard Trading Company, and with good cause, I concede. So, I instead invited you here under the guise of assisting Tataru with a boutique-related affair. I hope you'll forgive the deception. Rest assured that you shall be rewarded for your aid in this matter with your choice of recompense. Just before your arrival, I took the liberty of informing my new acquaintances that you would soon be making a landfall of these shores. They asked that you meet them in Sakazuki in the Ruby Sea, as soon as you're able. I believe it's a matter of some urgency, so if you could travel there forthwith. Excellent. I leave them in your capable hands. Don't worry, I'm no stranger to Hancock's tricks. I'll make sure not to agree to anything until we've settled every last detail. Just do what you gotta do, and return when you can. Plus there's always the thing, you resent all the foot travel you have to do before unlocking the flying for a region, but once you do, you never... I've noticed that seems to, like, if you remember, all the way up through, like, Stormblood, I think? There were a lot of those fucking aether currents, like, a lot. And then I think when they made those cuts to streamline some of ARR, they also did a cut to, like, I think they halved the number of aether currents in the Heavensward areas or something like that. So I don't necessarily feel that pain of the foot travel as much anymore, like for the newer expansions, but yeah, it's still kind of annoying, but I understand that it works well to force you to see more of the region, because otherwise, yeah, you're right, like, you'd just be flying over everything and then you just never give it a second look. If they had some kind of excuse for you to go and, like, re-walk through some area, or just revisit some areas, maybe that would help. Oh, they really... Oh, I am going back to Sakazuki. What the fuck? Okay. I thought it was underwater, but no. Oops. Alright. I gotta ride my bike through the lake. Or the ocean, whatever. So ridiculous looking. Alright. God, it really just is like Bob Ross music. I can't unhear that just permanently. We're just gonna plant some happy little trees. When I finally got the awesome amount, I took all the time to break it. Oh, dude, I still actually I should probably brush the dust off of that one. I love how you could see like where is it on here? What the fuck is the awesome amount? What category? Here. There's that. What is that? Oh, I guess that's a Baldessian. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, what castle is that supposed to be? But that's essentially where you went to get the thing, right? In Eureka. It kind of looks almost like the fucking Fairy Kingdom castle in Ilmeg a little bit. Got the same weird like spires and stuff. Yeah, the Baldessian Arsenal. Cool looking. Now that I look at it, it's a little... Doesn't... If I can get this thing to stop altering the reflection. Let's see, like that maybe? Nope, of course not. The little swirl at the top kind of reminds me of some of the top spires of the Amarat buildings. I'm sure that's not like a coincidence. But it's interesting nonetheless. Alright, so who are we meeting here? Apologies, Gaddis. I pray you have not been waiting long. Oh, it's my favorite Ninja Turtle. You look surprised. Did Hancock not tell you who requested your aid? Ah, but never mind that. I am simply glad that you are here. I guess we did see him and the Four Lords hang out with Hancock towards the end of Endwalker. How have I been? Well, my training as the next Genwu continues apace. I must tell you, my friend, each day has been more trying than the last. Just the other day, the auspices placed 99 wasabi-filled takoyaki on a platter before me and instructed me to divine which single ball out of the entire batch was not filled with that dreadful spice. Training to sharpen my foresight, they claimed, but it felt more akin to torture. By the end, I was reduced to a dithering sea turtle swimming in a puddle of my own tears. Are they hazing you? That is all to say, I'm only marginally closer to assuming my place as one of the Four Lords. Bah, get to the point already, Sorbonne. I was just about to arrive at it. That's kind of disconcerting to hear. Come, my friends, show yourself. Are they all little minions? Ah, there they are. And they're playing Final Fantasy XI music. Which is really throwing my brain out of whack. It has been some time, Gaddis. I am relieved to see you... Oh, no, that's, I was going to say that's the snake, but it's Suzaku. I'm relieved to see you in good health. I understand you have been through a great deal. Your concern is unwarranted. This is the man who quelled our Aramatama. What the fuck? Aramatama? Aramatama. This is the man who quelled our Aramatama and inherited Tenzin's legacy. There's no trial he cannot overcome. You misunderstand me, my brother. That, or you deliberately insinuate that I lack faith in Gaddis's capabilities. Trying to start a fight? Enough! We indebted ourselves to the merchant to obtain this meeting. Let us not distract ourselves with this nonsense and get to the heart of the matter. Very well. You may not know this, but Senri's craving for dango often brings her to... Who's Senri? Senri's craving for dango often brings her to Kugane. It was during such a visit that she spied a suspicious individual in Kugane Dori. A man who not only wore raiments identical to Tenzin's, but who also claimed to be his long-lost descendant. Are we gonna be able to get Tenzin's armor as the reward? I'd fucking love that. This descendant was selling good luck charms utterly devoid of benediction. His ploy is plain. He uses Tenzin's name to trick fools into buying his rubbish. Any who would dare sully Tenzin's name shall face my wrath. My flames will cleanse him of his sin and burn his soul to ash. Too merciful a punishment, I say. I shall personally render unto him every pain imaginable. Well, let's just chill out a second. By the Kami, is it possible they have both succumbed to their Aratama once more? No, they just care about Tenzin, that's all. Ahem. The charlatan boasts of more than an esteemed heritage. He also claims to have the four lords at his beck and call. Insulting, yes, but I would still rather resolve this without flames and torture. But having lived apart from men for so long, I fear we may be ill-equipped to do so on our own. Hence why we have turned to you for assistance. You needn't agree to anything just yet, but why don't you at least seek out this descendant and take his measure ourselves? I beg your pardon? Putting myself aside, the three of you approaching any settlement, let alone one as large as Kugane, would surely cause an uproar. We'll just transform into, like, human forms. Calm yourself, Sorbonne. You forget we are the four lords. 'Tis a trifling matter to assume a less conspicuous guise. Let us reconvene in Kugane. Sorbonne is to go first, while we three shall make our own approach separately to avoid attracting undue attention, just in case. What are your outfits going to be? That's what I want to know. Oh my god. Why bunny? I mean, I guess it's the year of the bunny. But Suzaku, come on. I mean, you could make yourselves look more like people if you wanted to. That wouldn't be that hard. Oh my god. It would seem we've managed to arrive with little fuss. But only the Kami know how long our presence will remain secret. Again, with the needless worrying, our disguises are perfect. None may suspect you are the four lords at first glance, but you are suspicious in the extreme. We could have used our powers to assume the form of men, but those of keen sight would still be able to discern our true nature. Oops. Oh, what was that? The costumes were an innocuous alternative. There's nothing innocuous about them. Senri said she found the swindler in Kugane Dori, yes? Let us head there at once. So does this guy actually look like Tenzin? That would be interesting. Oh, he doesn't. God, he has like a little kid face. Gather round, friends, gather round. As you have no doubt surmised from my crimson armor, I am the proud descendant of Tenzin, the famous hero of Eld who once slew an entire host of fearsome Oni. Well, some of them kind of seem convinced, but not all. But do not take my word for it. Behold. In this hand I hold Tenzin's beloved katana, the Phoenix Blade. Is it gonna actually go burst into flames? I don't know what it looks like, but if he's got the Phoenix Blade, then he must be who he claims. Oh, these guys are phonies. Are they all working together? Idiots. The true blade has remained in our care since Tenzin's passing. Something seems off. I see there are some who remain unconvinced. Very well. You leave me no choice. Allow me to introduce you to my sworn allies, the Four Lords. Oh, this should be good. Oh dear, I'm almost afraid to look. That's your signal. I expect my money's worth. Wait, what? Introducing Genbu, the Turtle Auspice and Foreseer of Calamity. Oh, it looks like Soroban. Suzaku, the Avian Auspice and Master of Flames of Resurrection. So just a red-haired lady. Seiryu, the Dragon Auspice and Devourer of Young Maidens. What? Last but not least adorable, we have Byako, the small and fluffy feline auspice. Oh my god. The fucking kitty. Oh, it's cute. Why am I alone a cuddly creature? Surely he could have hired a Hrothgar or Mikote to portray me. At least it did not slander your character. Devourer of Young Maidens? Pah. What is this rabble? All who've heard of the tale of Tenzin know that the Four Lords are beasts, not three mummers and a cat. These are the glamoured forms they assume so they may roam the realms of men undiscovered. Surely you can imagine the chaos that would ensue if they went about undisguised. The kitty's gonna be a hard sell. Even so, there's no way they'd wear such ridiculous outfits. Well, they'd wear other ridiculous outfits. And yet here they are, dressed in far worse. This farce is infuriating. I will not abide him making mock of the bonds we shared with Tenzin. We are of one mind, my sister. He must be silenced. Silenced? Does Tenzin even have a descendant? There was nothing in the legends about him fathering any children. But there was mention of one who loved him more dearly than life itself. Aye, the woman who I owe my storied lineage is none other than the sublime crimson beauty standing before you, Suzaku. Uh-oh. She's gonna fucking lose it. Wait, what? Oh, because she likes hearing about her and Tenzin. Let him speak. Perhaps he is not wholly deserving of immolation. How easily your rage is quelled. Having proven my ancestry to your satisfaction, my lords and ladies, I bid you partake of my good fortune, for I have auspicious wares to share with you today. Tenzin put countless oni to the sword long ago, 'tis true, but only by the grace of these miraculous good luck charms. Just one will confer unto you all manner of fortune, good health, a happy family, scholarly achievement, financial success, romantic fulfillment, and much, much more. But that's not all. Purchase the charm. This already sounds terrible. Purchase the charm now, and I'll even throw in a stylish strap featuring a Four Lords design of your choosing. My stock is limited, so be sure to buy while supplies last. You're gonna get one lane. Oh, she nodded her head. I'll take 2. No, 10. Uh-huh. Like, that's not suspicious at all. My blood boils to see Tenzin's good name used in this manner. As does mine. We cannot sit idly by and allow this to continue. I think our purveyor of good fortune is in need of a proper scare. Are you convinced as well, Gaddis? Are you guys gonna, like, fully transform? Uh-oh, what's gonna... Don't kill anybody. He seemed quite pleased with himself as he packed up his stall. Business was good, no doubt. How shall we proceed? With care and preparation. We all saw how deftly he countered accusations of fraud. A more clever approach is needed. We must limit his ability to spin more lies. Have you any ideas, Gaddis? I could present myself as Tenzin's true descendant. The presence of the Four Lords should be more than enough to convince him. I mean, having the four of them appear is very obvious. What if I tried to say I was the true descendant? I mean, I kind of am in a way. And thereby beat him at his own game. A sound suggestion. Still, we would be wise to prepare for contingencies. With me, Sorban, we make for Ryzen Temple. Then it is up to us to find and confront the swindler. As you are familiar with the city, I bid you lead the way. Speak with Suzaku when you're ready. Oh, okay. His customers may have seen where he went, so let's begin by questioning them. I would also know more of his true identity. Of all the heroes of legend, why claim Tenzin's name? The answer may help us stop him without resorting to violence, since some of you apparently lack the stomach for it. Okay, so now they're following me. Where to go? Oh, fuck. I thought I was... Where is this? What? Is it like around a corner? What the hell? Oh, okay. Kami be praised to have met Tenzin's descendant and get this good luck charm besides. What a fool I was to doubt him, he who commands the Four Lords of Legend. As long as I have this, fortune shall surely shine upon me. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. Oh! Has my good luck charm caught your eye? If you wanted one for yourself, you are sadly out of luck. The merchant selling them said that was the last of his stock, and he did not think he would be able to acquire more. It's just a baggie, isn't it? But if you wish to hear it from him, he was headed towards Tasagari Bridge. You know him by his attire, I swear. He was the spitting image of Tenzin from the storybooks. She speaks of yonder bridge, does she not? Others may have taken note of our quarry as he passed. Okay. He's not the spitting image, though. Tenzin had, like, a ponytail and some other shit, didn't he? Oh, god damn it, I have to go up the stairs. Bunch of people in furry costumes following behind me. Have you seen this Tenzin phony? Have I seen a man claiming to be Tenzin's descendant? The one who was selling good luck charms by the dozens, you mean? No, he didn't come this way, but Kami give me strength. I'll never understand how some can be so gullible. See, that guy's face actually looked like Tenzin. Let's continue our search elsewhere. Well, 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 look who it is. Who's Gyoto? Oh no. The fucking catfish. It's been quite some time. What brings you to Kugane this day? Or is this the one that we like? Most of them are annoying. A hawker claiming to be Tenzin's descendant. Probably Ishu. I saw him not long ago, yes. You know him? My peculiar and suspicious friend. There is no merchant in Kugane who hasn't heard of the entrepreneur. He's made a fortune masquerading as Tenzin's heir. It's a brilliant scheme, very profitable. Tried to get in on it myself, but the Baron will suffer no competition. Who would believe that you were Tenzin's heir? Little catfish. Who is this Baron of whom you speak? The soy sauce one, who else? Kageyama. A dangerous man, yes, with fingers in every pie. I fear him almost as much as I envy him. How many times do I have to teach the Baron the same lessons? How many times I gotta teach you the same lesson, old man? Oh, you've had dealings with him, have you? Uh-huh. If you know, then you know. Wait, if you know, then you know. Ishu, on the other hand, is still something of an enigma. A skilled seamster dedicated to his craft, yet he partnered with Kageyama. I never would have guessed he had it in him. There's more to this than meets the eye. We must investigate further. Have you any idea where Ishu might have gone? You want information? Yes. I want coin. Give me coin and I'll give you information. Ah, you little greedy Gus. That can be arranged. If you are willing to journey to Risen Temple, our friend Furi can escort you. A temple? And one I've never heard of at that. Wait, is it the sort of place where mortals fear to tread and malevolent spirits do dwell? Malevolent spirits? No. Just a somewhat ominous crystal. I'll take your word for it. As for Ishu, he came to me and requested passage to the Isle of Beko, where he was to rendezvous with Kageyama. I refused. Better to not involve myself in the Baron's affairs, you understand. Gyoto, was it? You have our thanks. We shall fulfill our end of the bargain. You need not fear. Oh, hey, Googlum. It's Big Chicken. Big Red Chicken. There's no time to waste. I shall have a messenger instruct Byaku and Soroban to meet us at the Isle. We're gonna have a showdown there? It may not look it, but that is a phoenix god and a serpent god in the bodies of, like, furry cosplayers. Well, I mean, not the bodies. They're glamoring themselves to look like, you know, fursuit cosplayers. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Here? Alright. Where's the exit? Where's the exit hole? I guess I'll just do this one. Alright, let's head to that spot there. What? Down here? Oh, wait. Turn off some stuff in the background. My frame rate is real crap today. I don't know why. I don't have anything up that I normally, like... Steam Deck? Or Stream Deck, I mean. I always mix up the two. Let's see if that's any better. Ishu and Kageyama will want to keep away from prying eyes. Somewhere near these rocks, perhaps. Let's take cover and eavesdrop on their conversation when they join us. Yes, let's not make it clear that you costumed people are peeking in on them. Oh, it's this guy. I do remember him. Got a terrible mustache. Ha 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 ha. Fine day's work, Ishu. It pays to have fools for customers. Master Kageyama, please, this cannot continue. I shudder to think how the four lords would react if they learned of our crimes. Oh, so he actually doesn't want to do it? Remind me. Who was it who delivered you from a life of destitution after you lost your job as a seamster? Pray tell. Who? Dressed for stealthy, or is this... I mean, dressed for stealth, like Warrior of Light style, right? I literally remember, I think it was either the last dungeon or the last trial I was in, somebody had that goddamn bunny suit, but in pink. You, Master Kageyama, and I'm forever grateful for your help, without which my family would be without house and home. But even so, what we're doing is wrong. He doesn't care about that. Want to wash your hands of this dirty, dirty business and be a seamster again? Is that it? But once the truth comes out, and I would see that it does, who would dare to trust you? No, Ishu, you're going to continue the act, or you and your kin will starve in the streets. No. All I gotta do is tell Tataru this guy is a good seamster, and business as usual. I guess he doesn't know that. Oh, fuck this guy. Let's go ruin his surprise. So that's the way of it. Ishu was coerced by Kageyama into this performance, and for his family's sake could not stop. Indeed. In light of this, how shall we proceed? Let's kick his ass. We help Ishu, of course. We will, but first, we put the fear of the kami into Kageyama. We do the little fist punch emote. Transform! Oh my god, what's this music? Who are you? And why are you wearing such ridiculous outfits? Don't worry about that. It's gonna get cool in a second. Hearken to me, mortal. I will suffer you to sully Tenzin's name no longer. Defy me, and you shall not like the consequences. Ha! Sully Tenzin's name, you say? His flesh and blood are free to do with it as they please. Unless you can prove that Ishu is not in fact his descendant, I suggest you get out of my sight. Then prove it we shall. Why are they up at the top of the mountain? Gaddis, here! Oh, I should have been samurai for this. It's plush hour. All the plushies. It is time we revealed our true selves to these mortals. Are we gonna fight them? It's gonna be a short fight. Kami forfend! It cannot be. Oh, that's cool. That flame-kissed katana you hold in your hand. Is that the Phoenix Blade? Bet your ass it is. For the crimes you have wrought in Tenzin's name, your punishment will be severe indeed. Beg not for mercy. Oh, he's got some long-ass ears. That's coming from an Elizan. Take heart, my dears. I shall make your deaths painless. Hearken to my melody. Well, don't kill the kid. There is no turning back. Steel yourselves. Yeah, somebody, anybody, help me! He just pissed himself. But he was wearing yellow, so hard to tell. What was that? Not only do you possess the Phoenix Blade, but the four lords themselves stand at your side. Tell me, are you Tenzin's descendant? Please have mercy, I beg of you. I vow to never again use the name of your ancestor. You have my word. Fuck, I look cool with that sword. I knew the Tenzin back in Final Fantasy XI. He also had a phoenix sword. Alright. We're done with that. No more naughty stuff issue. I do not blame Master Kageyama for fleeing in terror, yet, as odd as it sounds, I did not feel as though you meant me harm. Nah, you're alright. At Tenzin's behest, I once played the role of a ferocious tiger to frighten the people of a village and drive them out to flee before they were buried in a landslide. He took part in the deception as well, but to be honest, your acting put his to shame. Have you considered auditioning at the Mujizoka Theater? Honored lords and ladies and descendant of Tenzin, I know not how to make amends for my sins. Though actions speak louder than words, I wish to say I'm truly sorry. Man or beast, we all make mistakes. I am told you are a master seamster. I might not go so far as to say master, but with my skill I managed to put food on the table. Then perhaps I shall have a word with an old friend. That can wait, Sorbonne. We must escort this young man to a safer location. You gonna ride on his back? Oh. I made the mistake of doing some Sam story quests with the Mogul. It's hard not to avenge your master in a dignified fashion when your sword keeps saying Koopa. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I love those weapons. This is far enough. It's past time we returned home. We are once more in your debt. It is because of you that this affair could be concluded before Tenzin's reputation suffered irreparable harm. Thank you, goddess. Now that you are no longer bound to Kageyama, what will you do? How about an honest living? Well, I know I must take responsibility for my actions. I will confess my crimes to the Sekisegumi. No, we don't need to do that. After I'm released from my imprisonment, I shall take up an honest trade once more and not rest until I've repaid each and every victim of my deception. Ah, yes, I had been meaning to tell you, but I will let Hancock explain when he arrives shortly. You don't need to go to jail. It's a little extreme, I think. Dreadfully sorry to have kept you all waiting. Ah, speak of the devil. And the urchin girl came as well. Urchin girl came as well. It's been far too long. Is that a mean thing to say, or is that affectionate? You're looking green as ever, Sorbonne of the Blue. And once again, Genbu, that's Tataru. Tataru. Though I'm sure I'll have to remind you next time, too. Oh, has he never seen the Four Lords before? Oh no, I guess he did before. Your issue, the seamster Sorbonne spoke of, yes? If it is gainful employment you seek, the East Alderney Training Company would be thrilled to hire one of your expertise to work at our draper shop. The seamster in our service fell ill, and we've been looking for a replacement. I have no words. I am grateful, truly. But I cannot accept, for once I confess my crimes to the Sekisegumi, they will surely imprison me for a time. Ah, yes, the Sekisegumi. I had a chat with them not long ago. They are aware that the scheme was contrived by Kageyama, and that you too are one of his victims. You'll be required to assist them in their investigation, of course, but you needn't steel yourself for even a brief incarceration. Are you cool with that, Snake Man? Hancock, you have our thanks for calling Gaddis to our aid. Oh no, not at all. I'm pleased to have been of service. Pleased to have also now have favors with gods. Yeah, crimes, schmimes. I have not forgotten our arrangement, Gaddis. Have you decided upon a reward? You sure as shit better give me Tenzin's armor. I don't think that's locally available still. The Suzaku weapons were pretty cool. Oh, how it warms the heart. A material to help restore the keepsake of a dear friend. Oh, right, the stuff for her. I thought he was talking about a reward for me. I have just the thing. I won't spoil the surprise now, but do look forward to it. Some fancy chain to go around it. I suppose you better return to the city, but before that... You could have called upon me too, you know. It's not like I wasn't part of the whole saving the Ruby Sea from becoming consumed by roaring flames endeavor or anything. Forgive us, urchin Tataru. We assumed you were busy. That, and you did struggle mightily to help Gaddis restrain Sorbonne that one time, so there was concern that you might prove a liability should it come to blows. Nevertheless, we will take your words to heart. Perhaps we should assume our guises and walk among men more often. It was a refreshing change of pace, on the whole. I would not be against it. We are in a bit of a rush on this occasion, but with a longer visit we might better appreciate men's curious ways. I have no doubt we shall meet again, but I pray that the time comes sooner than later. You and me both. Oh, until that day. I'll be sure to stop by the temple later. But I won't. You know you are always welcome. The others would be thrilled to see you and Tataru both. It's funny how the Warrior of Light just like casually has all these amazing friends. You know, gods, demigods, ultra powerful beings, just like pals that want to call on him for help. Oh. Yeah, he knows he's cool. Now then, I say we resume Sorbonne's training upon our return to the temple. Oh god, what are they going to haze him with now? Must we so soon? You did well to apprise Hancock of Issue's predicament. He may now make amends by putting his talents to good use and continue to provide for his family. The sovereign of every nation. Dude, he, like, the Warrior of Light is the most hooked up person in the world. Nay, perhaps the universe. Indeed, 'twas behavior befitting one destined to become the next Genbu. The road ahead is long, but we doubt not that you are worthy, and so we want only to encourage you to reach your full potential. Time to eat more wasabi. If that's how you all feel, then I have little choice but to do my best. Is he my dad? Well, the Warrior of Light doesn't get around that much. The Warrior of Light actually doesn't seem to get any action from what I've seen. He's like, it's like the polar opposite. He's the most powerful, or he or she is the most powerful being in the universe, and yet is practically, well, not necessarily a virgin, but there's no time to get any action. He's like, the world is always like partially on the verge of collapse. So he always has to do something. Alright, oh, he looks normal now. Main character, no bitches. I can still hardly believe the Seki Segumi only wished to question me. Master Hancock must have a way with words. Speaking of which, I believe he and Mr. Tataru will be joining us shortly. Issue, you will be pleased to know that I have finished making arrangements for your immediate employment. May our profits soar, that you may give your family the life they deserve. Master Hancock, I do not deserve such kindness. I will do my best to earn my keep. I want you to know that I intend to work hard to make up for the many mistakes I've made. Good. It's not much, but I have prepared a gift for you as an expression of my gratitude. A set of garments that I made before I was embroiled in Master Kageyama's schemes. The lords and ladies of Kugane once held my work in high regard, and I hope you will as well. Is this the Tenzin armor? Gimme, gimme. You'll also find a little something from me included within. A well-deserved reward. Tataru's like, what? Wait, what exactly did you give Gaddis? Don't worry about it. Just shrug. Payment for introducing the East Aldernard Trading Company to prospective new clients. What else? Yeah, it's quick thinking there. Can't say I'm surprised you would try to peddle goods to the four lords themselves, but still, have you no shame? Regardless, now's as good a time as any to inform Gaddis of the result of our deliberations. Said result being, we have agreed to an official partnership with the East Aldernard Trading Company, one which I will exploit for all it's worth to make Tataru Taru's boutique a household name in Kugane. For my part, I pray this is the start of a mutually beneficial partnership. To business. I would have a tour of this draper shop of yours immediately, if you don't mind. Sorry to cut things short, Gaddis, but time is money, and I have precious little to spare. Once you've seen to any unresolved matters you have here, I'd be grateful if you return to Old Charlie and inform Mangina of our new arrangement. Sure. You'd be good now. Yeah. What's funny about 14 is, like, you're talking about getting bitches, but if anything, we seem to just get more dudes. There's some women, sure, but, like, all the people swooning are usually swooning over guys. even when they're guy players. Hancock's one of the rare NPCs that always seems to be having... Yeah, he's always got, like, what is that term? There's actually, like, a Japanese term for that, like, smart dude with glasses. But he's always got, like, a little backup in his pocket, you know, like, he's never totally surprised by something. It's good to have a smart character like that, even if he doesn't, like, fight or anything like that. Now, it's better when he does that for us. It's just unfortunate that he is not always trustworthy, right? Because it's like, he's always going to do what's in his best interest, and sometimes that overlaps with what we want. God, I hope this is cool. Give me something good. Welcome back. Negotiations with Master Hancock were fruitful, I hope. Well, I expected nothing less from you and Mr. Tataru. As for Mr. Tataru's necklace, you say Master Hancock slipped a gift into the parcel you received from Issue, yes? May I have a look? Yeah, let's see what it is. I want to see. My goodness, what a stunning set of garments. They certainly offer a taste of the Far East. As for the item Master Hancock set aside for Mr. Tataru's necklace... By the sisters, a black pearl. Do you have any idea how rare these are? They can only be harvested from black-lip oysters in the Ruby Sea. I cannot be certain until it has been incorporated into the necklace, but I believe the darker shade will serve as a contrast to the brilliant sapphire centerpiece and make it stand out even more. To part with such a precious treasure, Master Hancock is either very wealthy or very well connected, or both. We would do well to maintain a good relationship with the East Algernon Trading Company. Now that's the boutique's concern. After all you've done for us, I'm sure you want nothing more than a good rest. Thank you again for your continued assistance. When next we discover a client we'd like to add to our ever-growing list, I hope you can count on your assistance once more. Oh, what did I get? What is the stuff? Wait, what? Oh man, it's not the fucking Tenzin suit. Oh, it's this suit. God damn it. Was I the only person that was hoping it was going to be Tenzin's armor? It's kind of interesting. What is it's like a tattoo? Okay, well, it'd help if it wasn't kind of pixelated, but can you dye the color of the tattoo? No. Okay, so it colors the clothes, but not the tattoo color. Well, that's interesting. I gotta brush the cobwebs off of my samurai, I guess. What is this? Is this like a fucking... It is a fundoshi. Oh my god. Ah, no! Oh, it ties up in the back. Who's got a cute little butt? Oh well, at least that part was a fun reward. Till next time. So I guess we won't get another one of these Tataru quests till... It's not the next patch, but probably like the patch after that. They seem to skip a patch. Alright. Ow. I always had a likely baseless suspicion that he's a little bit inspired by Matt Murdock. He does have those glasses. I could kind of see that, actually. He's the cool and collected type. I'm gonna be seeing that all over Limsa, aren't I? I think I had actually seen someone, I think, with that before, and I didn't realize it was a new item, actually. Let's see. Do we see any people here? You know what's a bummer? Because I'm looking at this. If you've seen this Alliance outfit, look how cool. So, alright. Like, this is neat how this glows, right? These jewels. I think I have the Reaper top. So like, cool that they glow, right? But say, for example, I want to dye this sash black or something, not blue. They fucked up the dye. So... Oh, shit. This thing's too big. But like, here, I'll show you in the window. When you use any color that's not the default, so like the blue will just turn black with the fucking sash, which, why? That means once I dye this, it's going to, like, this stuff here is going to not glow anymore, and then the same problem with the arm pieces. Let's see here. Yeah, when you dye the arm pieces, look, none of this shit glows anymore. Like, why? I mean, granted, I think sometimes these effects don't kick in until you've actually dyed the gear. Like, say for example, this looks way more glowy than it does in the little test window here, but still, this looks just pitch black. I'd be very surprised if this, whatever this color is, like, glows, so I'm kind of bothered by that. But yeah, let's go to Limsa. I want to see if people are wearing that outfit. Like the crystal drop. Did they actually fix drop rates in Hydatos? I always thought it was Hydratos, but because it sounds like hydrogen to me. Someday. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna be surprised if they actually fixed any of that. Let's see. What are people wearing? Default clothing. Dancing. We got a little Tengu action going on here. Surprisingly not really. Oh, I want to get the rest of this fucking out. Have you seen the Noir clothes? Oh wait, not hers. It looks pretty cool. But the problem is, well, maybe I could actually run one of those real quick while I'm chatting. If you do the variant dungeon, I think you get like maybe 3 potsherds per run, and getting that top, this like a detective outfit top, was already like 27 of them. And I still need to get the slacks and the fucking shoes. But if you look on the market board for the noir outfit, it's expensive as shit. It's, come on. So the coat is 1,000,000 gil. The gloves are, actually that one's a little cheaper. I could almost get the gloves, but I don't need the gloves. The pants are almost 1,000,000. And the shoes are 500,000. The shoes have a cool, like, two-toned sort of... Oops, maybe. God damn it. Yeah, there we go. They have, like, a two-toned look, so it looks like definitely some kind of, like, LA Noire kind of shoes. I want the whole set. I just don't know how many hours of fucking variant dungeon I'm gonna have to do to get it. They fixed the drop rate in every Eureka realm except Hideout. Well, you know what's funny is, where's my... Maybe it's in my... saddlebag. I have so many of the... Look at how many Pyros crystals I have. I might even have more. Did I toss the other ones? No. So I have a set of 999 Pyros. I have like almost that same of Pagos. So those middle 2 like realms, I overloaded really easily on crystals. The first realm, I think I spent a lot of it, and then definitely, as you're saying, that last realm, it's like... No, so okay, I spent those things on like weapons, I think, instead. I must be the only person that doesn't like the elemental armor. Because it has a yellow glow, which means you really only can dye it with certain colors, otherwise it doesn't like work visually for me. So I was like, I'm not gonna bother. I did Baldessian Arsenal, I did like some other things, like I got the little stingray mount and stuff, so I was happy enough with what I did, but I was like, I don't really want the armor. There's so many tanks that use it, though. It's kind of funny. Wait, what was I gonna do? Oh, I have to go drop all that shit off in my glamour dresser. I'm really curious to see what the next... Are they doing... Oh, no, it's not a Eureka area. They're gonna do Eureka in the variant dungeon. But I am kind of curious to see what the hell, like, how that flows. I'm assuming that's, like, half a patch later. Because they didn't have it in 6.3, like, base. So it's probably gonna be, like, 6.35 or something. Don't like elemental armor +1, where they say the first step is admitting you have a problem. Yeah, well, that was the other thing too. It's like all those like was +1 like the highest, or did you also have to do like +2 or something? I went through that nonsense for the previous area's gear because they were like artifact armors. So I was like, okay, that kind of works for me. But yeah, elemental armor, I don't know. It's all right. I actually have some Suzaku. Oh no, this is not Suzaku. Empyrean Chakram. What was Empyrean? I think this was from Heaven on High? Maybe. Alright, let's dump that thingy. Where are the other guys? The Dogi. The Fundoshi. It's pretty funny. Geta in my glamour dresser. There was a +2, but yeah. I don't know if I still had... I might not have those crystals. I don't think I do. I still have the... See, I have the Eureka fragments here that I just never did anything with. 28 fragments. I don't even know what the fuck you do with these. If you use these to upgrade anything, or what? Let's see, did I have any of the Hydatos? Sort. Oh, I have the flame. This was from Pagos, I think? No, wait. Penthesilia's Flame. Maybe this was the boss from one of the bosses from Hideoutos, but like the outside ones. I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do with this. Crystalline Scale. Yes, I have all these random pieces from the various enemies in Eureka. I just take up space because I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with them now. But I didn't want to throw them away because I'm a fucking pack rat. Same as the Eureka relic weapons. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a Pyrus boss. Okay. I fought that thing too many times. I have so many of those little flames that it's just like a waste of space. And then I have the... I remember the most annoying one to get was this Luhi, the one that was in the cave, and I think, what's the ice area? Pagos? Whichever one. I always mix up Pagos and Pyrus because they both start with a P and I get it confused. But this one was so annoying because, like, just getting it to spawn properly, everyone would book it there and, like, not necessarily wait for everyone else to get there before they started hitting it. Memories. The stuff I'll do for Final Fantasy XI glamour. Like, I busted my ass to get the optical hat and the scorpion harness there. The optical hat is actually really hard to get now, I think. Because, of needing all those different eyes. Like, even when I was doing it back when there were a ton of people in there, like, certain eyes would drop a lot, and the other ones, at a certain point I got lazy, and I just bought, like, I think, what's it, like 6 of them? I bought 3 of them in the market board, back when it was, like, kind of normally priced. Actually, I'm kind of curious. We went to the market board. How much does that shit cost now? Pagos was the ice cave? Okay, yeah, Pagos. And then I never saw the Cassie earring. I don't know what the hell the drop rate was for that thing. Never saw it. I've seen it on other people. Although, to be fair, it looks ugly. So, I'm not necessarily that bothered by the fact that I didn't get it. Let's see here. Hakataku? Or Hakutaku? Yeah, here we go. Alright, so it's 5 eyes. Let's see how much each one of these... So that one's... One of them's 600k. Oh, this one must be the one that always drops. This is only 2,000. 500,000. 1.2 million. 1.6 million. And the cluster is almost... Oh, it's 4 point... It's actually cheaper probably to get the cluster. Well, maybe not. But some similar. That's a lot more than I spent for my eye cluster back in the day. Market board. Cassie earring is a myth. A trap set. I wasted so much time there. It's not like it was difficult to kill that thing either. It's just like, just the waiting. What's ironic is a lot of Eureka does remind me a lot of 11. The whole, like, waiting for shit to spawn and, like, worrying that somebody's gonna, like, kill it before you get there. Although 11 is worse, because unless you were in the same party, somebody would spawn it early and claim it. So, like, you wouldn't be able to claim the enemy for your own. Alright, so we did, Tataru. Where's my little checklist? Open up Google Chrome. There's like a 6.3 checklist. Let's see if I missed anything. Oh, it's called Tataru's Grand Endeavor. Okay, so we did that. We did Myths of the Realm. We did the MSQ. Island Sanctuary, I still need more shit. It's gonna take a while to trigger that next thing. Tales of Newfound Adventure. We could save that one for next time. I don't want to necessarily do all of them in one night. It's always nice to leave like one little extra for later. That's the funny one that has the little eyeball void scent that you could talk to in Radza Han. Let's see. PvP, new season. Submersible. I don't even do the submersibles thing for the FC houses. You could send retainers on new ventures. Oh, maybe let me grab some ventures. I haven't sent anything on a venture in like a long time. Limps, I think. On my server, at least, Cassie is the one spawn that no one wants to. Oh, no one was. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, it's annoying too because it takes so fucking long most of the time to make the thing spawn, and it seems so inconsistent when it spawns. If you aren't there when it appears, too bad. And if you are aware of it, well, that's, and then you want to make sure you don't die when it spawns, because you'd be lucky if somebody is nice enough to revive you so that you get enough hits in for anything to count. Of course, then again, you really should be in a party if you're trying to go after that thing. I always see a couple people, like stragglers, doing that shit on their own, and it's like, that's very inefficient. Although I guess nowadays, did they kind of lower... I don't know if you call it lowering the cap or just increasing the eye level in there. I thought people were saying some people could solo stuff in Eureka now. It's not like before where you had to be in parties or you get like creamed. Alright, buy some ventures. Fuck. There's like some low category for these, right? Oh, there we go. Oh, I have so many. Let's see. Let's buy a shit ton. I don't need that many. Let's start with 50. Okay. So somebody was saying, I think there's new ventures that somehow coincide with, like, Sanctuary? Let me check that out. You can solo things only if there aren't many people in this... Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's like Fates, right? If you have, like, 80 people in the instance, then it's, like, a little bit harder. Then again, if you need to fight one of those big bosses, you'll wish you probably had more people in the zone, because I think even if that's scaled down, those are still hard. What's the one, there was that one that people made a meme about, in the first zone. Like, if it was up. Fuck, what was it called? I'm gonna look that up. It was like a big bird guy or something like that. Let's see here. Okay, true. Well, there's some that aren't as meme-worthy, right? Let's see, what the fuck was the thing called? Anemos. And then in Anemos, it was... No, not that guy. Wait, Circuit? Oh yeah, Circuit was there. Oh, Pazuzu. Everyone's like, Pazuzu's up in 5 minutes or whatever. You know what's funny? So, like, you mentioned Cape Westwind. That's now something that's in history. You are now at a point in time where you will remember a different version of I was gonna say Kate Sith, of Cape Westwind, that compared to what a Sprout will experience. Is this guy purposely wearing like Shaggy's clothes? Seems like the same color, right? Like from Scooby-Doo. Because now I think it's just a one-man instance, right? Oh, there's somebody wearing the weeb. It kind of looks like they have like some kind of vein issue. I don't really like this. Here, let me go to the first person. First of all, I really wish the detail wasn't so pixelated, so close up, but it also kind of, like, a little far away, it looks like you had a bunch of like lesions and like cracks in your arm. I don't think it actually really looks like a vine to me. It just looks kind of fucked up. No offense to the person wearing it, just I'm not so nuts about that. I would probably like this outfit more if it didn't have the arm shit. Yeah, it's the end of an era. I was gonna say, I have old footage of right before they did that patch update where they changed all the old dungeons. I did a pass and I ran through them, you know, with like a high level paladin, just to see, to record what the old pathways look like, especially for, not Tamtara? What the fuck is it called? No, not Tamtara. 1,000 Maws of Totorak. So that's the one that everybody bitched about all the time. And when I was comparing the current version of that dungeon to my footage, I was like, wow, they really stripped out so much. What's interesting is they didn't do it from scratch, right? Like they didn't change it. Like it still follows one of the paths, but they essentially just eliminated the other like 2 different paths you could take when it splits into like 3 different directions. So someday when I'm not fucking lazy, I'll make a video that that shows a little back and forth to compare, but I should have probably done it when it was newer, because now people probably don't give a shit. I'll wait until they make other changes, and then I'll be like, hey, remember when they did this one too? And then show them people that video. Alright, Harshafont. Let's send you on an adventure. Now, what's the new one? I think it's Field Exploration. Is it this one? Or is it Quick? Hunting? No, I don't want any of that. Oh, there's just a Quick Explore. I guess let's try Quick. I haven't really tried this in a while. Who knows if I get new stuff just from doing Quick Exploration. Quick. I have to say, the way that the camera pans over to your party amidst the flames of such devastation and prey is a little less impressive with only 4 people. Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a thing when you're up against Ultima and there's like a small army of people, right? Because then it feels sizably like, this thing's means serious business. We need a lot of people to take it down. But now you only need like 4 people. And then, you know, it makes it a little less imposing, I think. Actually, now if you do... Let's see. Oh, no, it's this one. If you do Pray Now... What's the one? Oh, it doesn't have a thing right afterwards? Oh, no, they put it in Trial, didn't they? Yeah, okay. So it's like, you do Praetorium, and then it skips to the Porta de Cumana, and then after that, you would do the individual... God, I guess you can't do the La Habrea fight right now anymore unless you do a New Game Plus, right? Because that's not even a repeatable event. That's just part of your story, I think, now. So that's kind of... I mean, it's not like he was difficult even before. He just took longer. Now it's like you kill him before he even says, like, the 3rd line or something in his dialogue. Shrinkflation. Yeah, what's the opposite of inflation? Shrinkification. Let's see, what do we have? What's going on in the Party Finder tonight? A lot of Abyssos. This has been one raid tier that I've completely not been interested in. Admittedly, the P8S looks cool, because I've watched people do both phases and stuff, but I think I'm just getting to that age where if I can't do it in like a couple evenings, I just don't want to bother. I have too many other things going on, and I don't have the same kind of free time anymore to just like dedicate to like a static or smashing my head against a wall repeatedly for like a week. I can't do it. Like, I'll still do trials. Like actually no one's doing it now? That's surprising. It's only a handful. The Mount Ordeals EX actually is... I find Rubicante easier than Barbaricia. Barbaricia was fucking people up for, I think, a little bit longer. The only thing hard about Rubicante is remembering the patterns for the little, you know, round table shit that he does. But unfortunately for me, I found a wonderful document that has fail-safe spots just to always stand at, and it's like, once you know that, you can't, like, unknow it. So it's like, well, I could just spam this trial all night and just easily get... I think I have... How many do I have now? 42 tokens, not including the Kofers that I got. Just... It's a little too easy. Although the fight's kind of cool. Let's see, is there anyone that could use help? Sweeping immolation. Hey, we could help somebody. Wait. Oh, they don't want summoner. Boo. Is there anyone that wants to... Oh, treasure map. Oh, there's only one person. I haven't done any of the recent 2 sets of, like, treasure map areas. I don't know if there's anything good from that treasure, like, lineup. I'm assuming something must be good. Let's see. Zodiark's Fall. Stormcrown... Oh, Barbaricia. I don't really want to do that. Somebody's trying to do... Wait, Quick Run, Upham, No Stack, JP Banish? What the fuck? Do you ever feel like sometimes you look at a Party Finder memo and it's gibberish? What's Upham? Sounds like what's up, Doc? Quick Run, Upham, No Stack, JP Banish. I don't even know what the fuck. Actually, I was just talking about needing to get some potsherds from the variant dungeon. Let's see, is anybody doing it these days? Let's see if I can get a party. That would be pretty quick. Oh, shit. Okay, then. I was actually startled at how quickly it triggered. Yeah, that's what it sounded like, the Upham. But I know it stands for something. It's just... Wait, is that Gaia's hammer? What the fuck? It's huge on this person. This is way bigger than it actually is on Gaia. Oh, it's big on me too. Oh, god damn it. That must be something from the Mog Station. That would be kind of cool. Gaia's hammer for, like, my warrior? I have these waves in which I actually am cool with putting a couple bucks into the Mog Station, because I figure, like, you know, every now and then it's like a little thank you to the devs working so hard. Not a ton of money, mind you, but, like, every now and then. The hammer must get fantastic cell reception. Yeah. It's got what's the fantasy equivalent of 5G? I was actually just watching something the other day that was saying during the pandemic, I think it was in Australia, when people were putting up 5G towers, everybody was so weirdly freaked out that, you know, like the weird conspiracy people that insist that, like, 5G is doing something to your brain, like some weird conspiracy shit about that. People were, like, vandalizing 5G towers, like setting fire to them. One person, like, was, like, trying to shoot at somebody that was putting it up. Pretty crazy fucking shit. Oh, hey, Lost and Found. Link shells can connect anywhere in the world. I mean, they can, right? That alone is kind of miraculous if you think about it. Actually, did they do communication in Ultima Thule, or was that using something from, like, the ship, maybe? That might not have been... Oh, shit. Don't forget the cover. Precious spoils. Oh, it's just the fucking diamonds thing. Did you guys get the Link Shell emote yet? It's funny. New chocolate bar. a Willy Wonka bar. I was watching that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory a couple nights ago. I forgot how good that movie is. I really hope they're apparently remaking it again, because that Johnny Depp one was awful. But I guess this remake is supposed to be closer to the feel of the book, so maybe closer to like the Gene Wilder version of the movie. I hope. Well, I mean, that one's so good though. People need to keep trying to remake it. Yeah, he was fucking freaky, and not in a good way. They made his character like the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka seemed like he was all-knowing. Like, he was quirky and weird, but you always got the sense that he kind of understood what was going on. But like the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka just seemed like weird, and not necessarily like he was in the know, like, because sometimes things would happen and he'd be like, oh, it's weird. You're like, what? Like, very unreliable kind of character. Yeah, I hated the Johnny Depp one. And they did that weird thing about, like, what was the flashback? Like, his father was a dentist, and just essentially he's the one that gave him those fucking chiclet teeth that he had. Not a great dentist. But it was Christopher Lee. Oh god, I'm gonna get murdered. Oh. Wow, they really don't hit very hard in here. Okay, return to the Waking Sands could have been a shell mail. Doesn't it kind of make you wonder why... Oh shit. Ah! Go, 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 go. Wait, why didn't I just stay where I was? Oh. Oh, I totally read that wrong. I thought for some reason it was going to hit me towards these, not the other way. I misread that. There's a bunch of instances in the world in 14 where people still do some kind of correspondence that's not just a link shell, and it's like, why? It's so much more efficient. Even if you had to link some link shells together to talk to the person you want to talk to, like, it still seems faster than sending, like, mail. Especially mail that you'd have to, like, send in a ship or some kind of, like, slow-ass transportation. I mean, the other question I had, now that I think about it, is why are there even ships? You have aetherites. I know they were saying that you have to attune to it initially, but it's like, okay, so you do the initial traveling, which, okay, maybe you need a ship for it, just to set up your connection to an aetherite, and then you just, like, bring everything with you, like the Warrior of Light does. Easy, quick travel and transportation of goods. Some kind of... I mean, I guess they do charge you an infinitesimal amount of gil, but maybe not everybody is as loaded as the Warrior of Light, right? Oh, fuck. He's gonna kill me. Shit. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, I keep forgetting we actually have a white mage. I'm used to doing this thing solo, which means I'm just using the variant cure on myself all the time. I guess link shell delivery would be similar to, like, not UPS. What's the one that's like the airmail? DHL or something? Something quicker. There's this really... Speaking of airmail, there's this really cool item that they're going to make, I think that's available in, like, August, that looks like a posable hand. I don't know if you guys have seen this. If I wasn't in a dungeon, I would show you an image of it. But I think it's... oh my god. Stand here. It's basically completely posable, and it looks cool because it looks kind of robotic. And it's not too expensive if you get it in yen. It's like the equivalent of like $70 or something. But as an animator and illustrator, how amazing that is to be able to just pose a realistic hand however I want and not have to do it with my hand and look in a mirror and awkwardly try to draw while I'm, you know, doing that. Yeah, it's cool. It's also just cool looking to have on your desk. That's the other reason I would get it is also just because, like, I like just looking at that kind of stuff. It does. Some people are ragging on it because there's always some fucking Twitter person that's like, oh, why don't you just take a picture of your own hand? You have two hands. Just like, no shit. But like, there's also the novel quality of having something like that, you know? Not to mention, not everybody has beautiful anime, thin-fingered hands, right? Like, sometimes it's nice to get like a pristine version of that hand pose, not with my little... Well, I don't really have chubby fingers, but you know, it's not the same. I feel bad for all the chocobo porters that stand neglected. There's some of them with my, you know, because my alt character, I just zip through so much of this shit. Most of those chocobo porters still have the little, like, quest accept logo above them, because I've just never even interacted with them. Maybe when the game first came out, I think I had kind of done the steps and, you know, talked to them at least once or whatever, but there's really no reason to anymore. I think they have them in the zones just, you know, just to have them in case somebody is in a situation where they need to use it, but it's so rare. In pictures, you can't get different angles unless you take multiple. It's such a pain taking picture. Like, I fully understand that taking reference photos for stuff will give you a better image than if you just draw from memory. That's just the way it is. Unless you're like some super amazing animator. I mean, not animator, illustrator. But it's still a pain in the ass to set up a little tripod, take a picture of yourself, you know, all the steps just to get like what usually looks like a pretty casual pose for the most part. Oh shit. Oh, they're all coming at me. And I'm very lazy, so any of these things where it's like, hey, the thing's already readily available and I don't have to like set up a bunch of shit and have downtime, like, oh god, I'm gonna get hit by that. Fire, fire everywhere. I should probably just ignore those kind of people on Twitter. The ones that are like, you could do such and such cheap. You don't have to be a... Don't be a sucker and spend your own money. Like, I'll spend my money the way I want to spend my fucking money. We don't all have to be frugal, broke artists. Because doesn't it always almost seem sometimes like people like to have some superiority complex of like, I only spent $5 to do this whole thing. Look how smart I am. Like, who cares? Some people like, fuck it if I want to save a few hours of my day and do it in a slightly more expensive but more convenient method. Internet is the worst. Wait, squeaky left? Okay. This fucking boss is so strange. I don't know who came up with this boss. I dare you to like look at this boss and just describe the intent. It fans itself by putting its little spongy tail down and wagging it in one direction. And then sometimes the spongy tail has soap suds or ice or some shit on it. But this is, look at this. He put soap suds on himself. And then he goes, whoop, squeaky clean. Like, what am I looking at? But this is kind of the dissonance of 14, where you'll have like some really badass, cool, serious fights, and then you have one with the big giant mousey that likes to clean things. They got the creepy, like, real rat hands, though, that are not cute. Like, they don't have the cutesy, like, tiny paws. They have... Look, there's, like, claws on this thing. I can't get close enough. And they decided on... Oh, it's actually the ball, which is a lot... Wait, what? What? Is that the... No, but he's looking around. Like, he's kicking his legs. Really? Oh, no. I picked the wrong one. Because he's still attacking. There's no way. Unless it's like, yeah, as you're saying, Las Plagas. Like, is it similar to like the fucking, what's the thing from The Last of Us? Cordyceps? Where it's like a fungus that like goes into the thing's brain and just like puppeteers it? That's fucked up. I heard that speaking of Last of Us, I heard that the show is pretty good so far. But I don't have HBO Max, so I would not know. Contrary to its appearance, the palm on the tail is actually the being rather than the mouse-like creature. What the fuck? Not a corpse, but still. That's actually maybe more disturbing. Oh, fuck. Ah! No! Fuck these pom-poms. Ow. Oh yeah, I guess I could have done the limit break. Oh, right. I'm just thinking of the Fat Cat description. Oh, isn't that something similar? Like it's not alive or something? Throwing around the body to clean. Wasn't it, what do you have the Fat Cat mount? Isn't it something creepy similar to this where it's like undead cat or some shit? So creepy. Uh-oh. Okay, well this is definitely faster doing these dungeons with other people than doing it solo. Not that it's hard doing it solo, it just takes longer to kill each of these bosses. Slippery soap. Okay, sweet. Okay. Yeah, so we get 3 potsherds per run. Oh my god. The pants alone take 12. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Maybe people would pick a different direction. I already solo did all of the paths. Oops. I already did all of the paths, so it's like, it sucks because now I'm just doing it just for the potsherds. I'm not even doing it for discovery anymore. It is very likely that the creatures either avoid scent using a bloated cat's corpse as its corporeal vessel, or a deceased pet reanimated by one well-versed in the... What the fuck? That's so disturbing. I mean, is that just something that like Koji or somebody put in there? Because it's like, oh, haha, you guys made a fat cat mount. How cute. Now, and he let me crack my knuckles. Oh, fuck, I could only crack 2 of them. He cracks his knuckles and he goes, all right, I'm going to write the description for this thing now. No, you don't have to tell me. I'll write it. And then that's what he gets. Yeah, oh, you thought it was so wholesome. Well, remember, they've changed it actually, but remember Urianger, there's that minion of his, where is it on here? Oh no, what's the tiny one? Oh no, it's not, it's Moonbrita. So the wind-up Moonbrita used to have a creepy fucking description for English, so in Japanese it was just like, he was thinking of her or something when he made it. Or like he was sad thinking of her when he made it, right? Whatever. The original description of this shit was like, let's not think about what he was doing while he was making this or something. Like the implication like, you only need one hand to make a minion. Your other hand could be doing something. But then they changed it to a more translation accurate or more accurate to the Japanese translation. Let's see. This finely detailed tribute to Moonbrita was crafted in secret by none other than Urianger following the untimely passing of his beloved companion. Though known for her warm and jovial nature, the resolve within this doll's eyes perhaps speaks to the strength that he admires in her. See, totally normal. I need to see if I can find the original shit. It was so weird. Wind up old description. So somebody's already looked this up. Oh no. So where's the old one? Oh, nobody had the old description anymore? Why does everybody just have the new one? Oh, here we go. This anatomically accurate, already weird sounding, anatomically accurate representation of Moonbrita was secretly crafted by none other than Urianger immediately following the untimely passing of his beloved companion. What he did with it before it passed to your hands is a tale best left untold. What? While he was whacking off with it in his other hand and then gave it to you, you probably don't want to know that. Like, why would Urianger of all people be doing that? So, understandably, they changed it to the earlier description I read, which is actually very closely in line with the Japanese description. Fucking English translators wanting to do something weird for a joke. Especially after getting it right, what happened? Yeah. Yeah. It's just so tonally fucked. Maybe crafting an animate doll of your dead beloved in secret. So that act, sure, but it also is kind of less weird when you already realize like people make mammoths, or what are the mammoth? Is that what they're called? Minions, mammoths, whatever, of other people all the time. So it's less weird. Like if this was the very first one you had gotten and there weren't essentially one of each scion, you'd be like, Urianger, what the fuck? But because, you know, there's, God, I have one of like, let's see, I should have grouped these by type. There's like a Thancred one and like a, what is this? I think maybe they're on the same page. Where are they? God, how many pages of minions do I have? Yeah, Chloe, Serena, Grahatia, other Grahatia, Reen, Ardbert, Gaia, Emitselk. Where's the... Oh, Harshafont. Oh, here we go. Got the twins, Nymphilia, Thancred, fucking... So it's like everybody. So it's less weird then. But you're right, if all the other minions had been like little toy animals or whatever, and then suddenly you get like a, as they said, anatomically accurate Moonbrita, it's like, what the fuck? This guy just got a new Harshafont armor. I keep thinking everybody just picks the same Hrothgar, but then I remember there aren't exactly a lot of Hrothgar like variations to choose from in the menu, right? You have almost the same face, pretty much, unless you pick this other guy that looks like he's got a problem. I don't like this other face. He looks a little derpy by comparison to like the more like fluffy cat version. Let's do one more of those since they're nice and quick. Or it was nice and quick. Let's see. Wait, did you just do the Craigasm for the Hrothgars? Or for the anatomically correct minion? There's a lot of funny minions. Oh, there's the fat chocobo. That's always a good one. It bops around when you, like, run, too. It's pretty funny. Is everybody sitting around? You don't get anybody doing any musical performances? There used to be a bunch of people, a bunch of bards doing, like, popular songs, but maybe it's the wrong time of evening. Alright, well, while I wait for this party, we could go back to my island. That Chocobo, how far you fallen? Well, the one that fell far is the one that has the giant cake to make it fly. I think that one's probably the saddest. So it's like, oh, you can make him run with some gyashal green, so it looks like a piece of lettuce. That's not that bad. And then you just get a big fluffy white cake. Oh, well. You might as well have a fucking pizza on a string. Actually, that'd be pretty awesome. Someone could ride on top of my character with a pizza on a string. Alright, 2 out of 4 people. Maybe I just got lucky earlier, because now it seems like it'll take longer for the next variant dungeon. Oh, we'll see. Super motivation. I feel kind of bad. Like, I still think they really mishandled the whole pizza thing, the eat pizza emote. I didn't realize that. So it was a Grubhub thing initially, and I didn't realize that they didn't have an equivalent for other countries. It was literally just Grubhub. So if you were not either in NA or didn't have access to Grubhub, you just never got a chance to that code. And then also, you could have multiple Grubhubs if you kind of knew how to fuck with your your information and be like me and get like 2 codes. Give one to your alt because you don't want to sell it. No pizza here. Well, I think it's also region based. Oh, actually, no, wait. It's just either Japanese code or NA code. So I guess there's nothing like in between, right? Like not oceanic code or something. Somebody said recently someone was trying to sell one of those on eBay for like $200. It's just that I know at some point they'll give you another chance again. There's no way they're gonna do that code like once. I guess they did it once in Japan with an equivalent. It was like Pizza Law or one of those the pizza chains that they have there. But they gotta do it more than that. You know what actually is really surprising to me? You can make Garlian pizza and not have it look like it's eating. Like, you literally already have a pizza eating animation. And yet when you eat a pizza... Do I have a Garlian pizza to show you? Oh, I don't have any food. Did I sell it? I guess I sold it. Anyway, if you eat the Garlian pizza, it looks like just a piece of bread. They couldn't at least give you the pizza like animation, like eating an actual pizza like food item. Because then at least people could just craft the shit out of Garlian pizzas or whatever equivalent pizzas if you wanted to do the animation. Like, that's kind of a nice second prize, you know, for not having the main emote itself, right? I'm sure some people would at least prefer that as to like not having eat pizza emote at all. Some of their choices are a little weird sometimes. Alright, is this not gonna fill? Oh yeah, and then I don't know if you guys have been doing PvP, but I got the mount for PvP. And it's this green Allegan node. But is it supposed... So, like, for anybody that's seen it, is it supposed to be like watermelon? Because when you jump... Oops. It's red in the center, like a watermelon. Here, let me do it without the stuff in the way. That looks like if you sliced a watermelon in half. It even has, like, some lines in it, too, as if it was, like, the seeds. I like it. I guess that was kind of funny. They must start running out of ideas for mounts, because the original Allegan node mount is pretty fucking old, I think, right? At this point. So they're like, okay, how do we make a new mount and not spend like a month working on it? What if we just do a recolor? Like, oh yeah, sure, sounds good to me. And then the other one previously was that red dragon. But the red dragon is like a regular enemy in one of the Heavensward areas. So it's like, I guess they just took the model and then figured out like, okay, just make it mountable. Not the worst idea. It's just a bummer when you already know in your mind's eye, like, oh, I've seen this thing somewhere before already. It's not like a new thing. I wonder where they're going to put the area for the roller coaster ride. Because it seems like we already have full access to the island. Like, the My Sweet Hideaway is kind of packed right now, unless maybe they open up, like, this area up here or something. I don't know how they're going to expand all that. I need to get some cotton balls. Should be like a shitload of cotton balls somewhere over here. Oh, it's on the other side. God damn it. I'm actually curious how many people enjoy Sanctuary, or whether it's become something that feels like a chore. You know, like when it's new and you're not familiar with the stuff, it's like, oh, hey, cool, something new. But now it is once again been relegated to like one of those things that you just have to grind X amount of to be like done for the week or for whatever the experience level is. And I wonder if it kind of if it changes into like something less desirable and more like, oh god, I don't want to do this. I need to find any other way of accomplishing this goal and not just literally chopping at trees for like 5 hours. Either that or they also need to give more experience per chop. So like, I could do this as much as I want, but I'm only getting 10 XP per item. And if you see my XP here, I need 43,000 XP. Like that's it's gonna take a lot of chopping. Sanctuary was a chill place to catch up on my audiobooks, but it is getting a little... Yeah, I think that's the problem. It's gotten to a point where it was quaint and it was different when it started out. But I think additionally people realized how limited it is. Because you remember people thinking like, oh, this is going to be like some Harvest Moon, like I'm going to do all kinds of crazy customization and shit. And then you find out, no, the only thing you actually customize is which spot you put the same looking either workshop or granary or whatever. You don't get to really choose. Like they have the glamours for those items.
Such devastation!
Yeah. Oh, your timing couldn't be better. What was I gonna say? Oh, fuck. Oh, right. You can glamour the houses, but right now the only options is to either glamour it as the previous version of the house or, like, the current one. So I'm sure they set that up so, like, maybe in the future you actually have more visual customization options for, like, the workshops and the granaries and the hot tub or the spa, like, areas and stuff. But for right now, it's just, like, feels pretty limited. Wait, did I play with this guy before? Can't remember. Are we gonna choose? It's like everybody's too scared to pick. I could pick any of these doors. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have to discover any more of this map, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody that wants to go a specific direction. I'm assuming they've already done this, but it also would be really nice to get like a super comprehensive like piano collection album, you know, like all the specifically like piano versions of these Final Fantasy songs. I think they did one early on, but it's been a lot of tracks now, so they could probably update it. Oh, Jesus. I really wonder if they're going to try to, god damn it, there's no pot shirts in either one of those. I'm wondering if they're going to try to make Golbez a sympathetic villain suddenly in the next patch, because it's like, I noticed his line delivery for, what? Oh. His line delivery for that last bit of the MSQ where he was like, finally, I can rest soon or something, like, which made it sound like he was in either pain or like he'd been suffering for a long time. So it's like, okay, are we gonna do the sympathetic thing where it's like he wouldn't have resorted to this if he had no other choice, or is he just gonna stay like big bad the whole time? Like, I don't want them to kind of pull another Gaius, basically. My problem with Gaius is that I like Gaius, but it feels like we actually have two different Gaiuses, because the one from ARR and earlier is not the same one as what we currently have. They're almost practically two different people because they changed so drastically. Like, oh, all of a sudden now he has kids that there was never any inkling of before. And oh, now suddenly he's totally dropped any ideas of, you know, the strongest is might makes right, and you know, like all his like previous ideologies and stuff. Like, really? We're gonna trust that? Just because he got his ass beat? Do we expect aqueducts to have vermin? Is that a thing? I don't know. I guess so, right? Ideally you shouldn't, but I mean, I don't know if that's an indicator of US, you know, waterways and that sort of thing. Like, do other countries have vermin-infested sewers and whatnot? What is this guy? Oh, this is the same one as before. Okay. I can't remember. There's like some minor difference with this guy. If you turn off the water, then I guess he just doesn't put water on the playing field or something. It was such a small difference, I was like, eh. Why even bother have the choice? It didn't seem like it did all that much. What is he gonna do? Oh, okay. I am kind of wondering, like, not that I don't think Ishikawa and the writers are gonna do another bang-up job for the next expansion, but how far can you really go? There's gotta be kind of that sweet spot of like, okay, you're guaranteed a couple really amazing years of stories. But if you're kind of like spending all your big bucks up front, I don't know, like, they can't all be winners, right? Like, there's got to be some that are not as intensive a story. Like, it really felt like they cashed in all their chips with Endwalker, as if that was going to be like the last big one. But then they're like, oh no, that's just the end of like the first main story arc or whatever. It's like, really? How the fuck do you ramp it up more? You've already kind of indicated the end of the universe. You've brought up stuff that actually is going to make it probably more difficult for an enemy to even be a threat later on. I don't know. I mean, I'll eagerly await whatever comes next. I just feel like they're almost starting to slowly paint themselves into a corner. I'd certainly be nervous after experiencing Endsinger and be told like, oh no, yeah, the story's not done yet. It's just like the first arc is over. Like, what? But there's like a lot of anime that had terrible second arcs, right? Oh shit, speaking of anime, I don't know if anyone here is a big fan, but apparently they're going to, I think next week or the week after, oh shit, I'm not paying attention. Going to start the English dub of the new Trigun. I loved the original. I don't like the redesigns that much, but they did get Johnny Young Bosch to come back to do Bash's voice, which I was like, yay! that makes it a little less shitty. So I'm tentatively interested in looking at it. Although I don't have a Crunchyroll account, so I have to find other ways to watch it. Yeah, the 3D part I'm cool with. It feels like they simplified his outfit too much. He had such a great, distinctive look before, and now it just looks like, hey, I only have $100 to make a cosplay Bash. What can I do? Well, you can make this. it's too simple. Who knows? Maybe in more action, seeing it in action, they'll prove me wrong. I don't know. Right. I guess that's maybe what I should specify. I don't know if it's a good Trigun design or a good Vash design. It's not a bad design on its own. Like, he's an appealing enough looking character. My problem is he was such a distinctive looking character before. It feels like a pretty big departure. Yeah. Well, because like the change they did to his glasses, his haircut in particular, it's like a floppy haircut now. It's not like... He used to be called Needle Noggin. You know, he doesn't have needle hair anymore. He has a big floop of hair. It's not the same. But, you know, as long as the original creator gets paid, everything's good. There's still the first and other... Yeah, that's true. I just feel like it's kind of a tough act to follow, because now that there's no more Asians, you don't... I mean, you could still have a catastrophe... Or, not catastrophes. Why I keep wanting to say catastrophes. Calamities. You could still have calamities happen in other ways, but you're not specifically getting a group of people that's always trying to purposely make calamities happen. So it kind of changes the intensity of that event. That's why I was thinking, like, okay, now that we've kind of set the stage of the 13th trying to take over or invade the source, maybe it's done that way on purpose to kind of give us a taste of, well, what if another shard wanted to take ours over? Because that's a whole thing that hasn't really been handled before, right? We've always been very separated from one another. Even with the first, it's not like the first wanted to come here. They just wanted to not die. So maybe that'll be a thing where one of the other shards is advanced enough or had enough, like, ASEAN tech or whatever, like their version of Alligans, to want to try to skip worlds and, like, take over a better one. Maybe. Oh. God damn it. Oh, fuck. I don't remember what things were. I wasn't paying attention to the little pieces. Oh, they could do it. I'm just more curious, if we go to each world, are we going to keep rejoining with ourselves? Because we've already done it, like, a couple times now, right? Because the source itself has already successfully, relatively speaking, successfully rejoined with a couple other shards. So that's already happened. But then we also, with the first, with Ardbird, we chose to rejoin, in a sense. So we just keep getting denser and denser in a non-dumb manner. Whenever people say dense, it just sounds like that to me. But what will be the outcome of that? Will there come a point where we're actually going to get impacted because of that soul density? I could certainly see Like the warrior of light, as we were talking about earlier, has gotten so strong at this point. Maybe that could actually work against him, where they actually, maybe the warrior of light could be seen as a target. So somebody might be jealous or greedy for that warrior of light's strength, and actually you know, maybe they would for once be in peril by somebody that essentially wants to siphon everything that they are to take all that power. We haven't really had that problem before. Usually people just don't like it when we get in the way of them getting power from other sources. I mean, the only time that kind of came close, but it was just them fucking around, was when Xenos was in our body for like a second. But that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody choosing to essentially drain us dry of all our power or our density. Oh fuck. Is that the wrong one? Shit. We've also kind of been in the mopey mode for a bit too long, so I'm also assuming that the next story arc is not going to let us mope for too long. So, probably won't have any deaths immediately, or at least not deaths of people that we care about, because that will immediately place us back into the sad mopiness. And I highly doubt they want us to be back into like the Endwalker Shadowbringers era so soon after just getting out of that. So it'll probably feel more adventurous, at least for the first chunk. At least that's how I do it. Oh, did I pick the wrong one? Ah, fuck. Actually, when I say it out loud, it almost sounds a little bit like, you remember when we finished, I think it was Base Stormblood, and there's a quest, like, shortly after that. Oh, fuck, I did the wrong one. Where Arnvald is like, hey, have you wanted to go adventuring? Like, go adventuring with me for a little bit, or whatever. And it had nothing really to do with like the main overarching plot. It was just like, hey, let's regain that sense of wonder, like helping people out and exploring and whatever. It's like, okay, I could see that spirit of like heroism maybe being the next adventure. Is it here? I do think they missed their chance of having a a significant death in Endwalker, because everyone was expecting it. I couldn't have been the only person that was expecting some important character to just eat it. I'm pretty sure I had said in one of my videos that I was expecting it to be Riange, because I was like, why is he getting a lot more like coverage than he ever did before? But thankfully, they let him live. That would have been very, very fucking sad. But the one that one of my other friends was saying they thought was super gonna die, and he did not, was Thancred, actually. Because Thancred went through that whole character arc with him finally growing up and becoming a father figure and all that kind of stuff, and becoming responsible and getting over a lot of stuff in the past. And they were like, oh, well, now his story arc's kind of over. And usually when that happens with a lot of other places, that's the time they die. So you're all used up. Time to do something else now. And to be fair, I'm glad they didn't do that, because that would have been pretty sad. But somebody's got to go. And I don't think it was enough making Xenos be the one that took the hit, because he was already a bad guy. Yay, we did it. Yay, we did it. We did it. Oh, I don't thank people enough. They just seem to like introducing new characters to get people to care. Yeah. I would love a little bit different looking characters. There's that running gag where if you put all the scions next to each other, it's like 90% of them have white hair, pale skin, potentially pointed ears. So you just need a little variety. I mean, this is one of those situations, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to fucking say it, where I got to make my own food. And if I ever want to see a tan character, I got to give it to me myself, because otherwise I'm not going to see it in the game as a main character. Not like, you know, like, for example, Gaius is tan, whatever. But then you see him for like a couple of quests, and then he's essentially back to the, you know, background again. Make the next scion, well, I guess they're not scions anymore. Make the next main character be somebody different. Definitely have an aura. We don't have any aura people, right? So have maybe a darker aura guy, because they're always girls. We had too many aura girls, so get some aura guy, like a hot one maybe. That'd be fine. Oh wow, everyone's doing this tonight. I'll do one more. Back in ARR, I could have never predicted Uriashi would be... Isn't that the best, though? I feel like that was somebody's, like, long play. They were like, nobody's gonna like this guy. He's wearing, like, a fucking sack. But then you remove the sack, and you have a gorgeous man underneath. What a surprise. And then suddenly you get all these fakers coming out of the woodwork going, oh, I liked him all along. Fuck you. No, you didn't. You just liked him when he was hot. I liked him from before because, first of all, he used to be voiced by Gideon Emery, which is awesome. Like, you know, Mr. Balthier and Fenris from Dragon Age. And I always liked the nerds. So I liked him well before he became more coherent or more intelligible. You know, because they definitely dumbed down his dialogue as the expansions went on so more people could understand what the fuck he was saying. I can't believe it took me so long to see the white... Really? When they had that Endwalker poster with all of them in that, like, triangle formation, even with Xenos, I was like, alright, it's too much now. Because they're all that, except for Graha, pretty much. Graha and the Warrior of Light, that's it. That became a thing in some of the Telltale Walking Dead games. If a character suddenly got a yeah, I only played the first, I think, 2 seasons, but that was definitely a problem. The little kid or somebody gets development, or like the father character, oh, they're fucked. I'm still surprised the aura from Alexander Raids doesn't have more fans. Well, here's the problem with the raids. Because a lot of people just skip the cutscenes, and it's not voiced. There was a fucking... Okay, so the person that I keep talking about, that I'm not going to name her name, because, you know, she deserves to think what she will about certain characters that doesn't like... She doesn't like Graha. She was saying she probably would have cared more about him if the Crystal Towers had been voiced. And I think... Was I talking with you, Lost and Found, or somebody about that fact where... I really do think they should have been voicing the raids along with the MSQ. I know it's more space taken up or whatever, but still, you don't get raids that often, honestly. And I think it would have been really important to kind of... Because some people just don't think a character is important unless they hear them talk. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm suspicious about whether he was initially supposed to be that important. Like, in the long run. It feels like somebody said, hey, here's a cool character we've been storing. Now let's use him, you know? But who knows? But yeah, Mid, I actually forgot her name. I know exactly what you're talking about because she had that distinctive look, but she didn't speak, and she was in something that a lot of people just skip, which is unfortunate. I never skip those things, but I would always see regular raider type people just skip them instantly. I mean, how important the raids have become? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, especially this last, like, batch, because it's all about La Habrea, so of course it's fucking important as hell, and yet nobody speaks except, you know, during battle stuff. I was still, in terms of a dialogue also, I still kind of, I know it's for the lulz, and people like the memes of such devastation and everything, but I kind of do want, you know, for consistency's sake, for them to someday dub everything with the same people's voices. For one thing, like, better quality voice performances, sure, but for another, just so people don't always have that weird reaction of, oh, these are the characters. Like, I see it every time. People are like, oh, these are the same characters? Why do they sound so different now? You know, there's that disconnect you have when you've been doing like 20 hours of a game and now it's just permanently different character voices. But to be fair, I didn't like Alphinaud's initial voice, but he does a very good job of making him hateable. Which I think was kind of the point of early Alphinaud, you know? Like, he's supposed to be kind of a butt. You're supposed to be like, this fucking kid thinks he's just gonna run like an army that's the equivalent of like a country's army? Like, get the fuck out of here. And he's getting a big head about it? So if they had the current Alphinaud voice, he would have to probably be directed to make sure he has that same kind of, like, quality, right? You can't have him sound the way he does now, because he'd be too likable. You have to give him that slight ego tint, that flavor. You could make Alisaie sound the same, because functionally in the Bahamut coils, like, she wasn't all that different, honestly. Until a voice director of power wrests control. I think it's really underestimated the quality of a good voice director. Like, I'll say it, like, if you ever watch the Bruce Timm cartoons, like, you know, Justice League, Batman animated series, all that stuff, Superman animated series, they all had Andrea Romano, who was like a god-tier voice director, and she was always able to not only get the best voices, but to direct them in the best way possible, so that you never got a bad performance on any of those shows. Always super good. And I don't know who the fuck the voice director was for ARR, but I don't know. Because they had talent there that was recognizable. Like, as I mentioned, Gideon Emery, who wasn't the worst, but I think he could have been better as Urianger for sure. He was supposed to, like, oh god. That must suck, like, if you think about it, being somebody that did one of the Realm Reborn voices, and then having everybody say, you know, seeing on message boards and all that kind of stuff, like, oh wow, the voices in Final Fantasy are so good. And then realizing that they always have to have that disclaimer fine print thing of saying, like, I mean, the Heavensward Onward voices, not the ones from A Realm Reborn. So they don't get to be lumped in with all the British voices. There was some meme that was like, oh, if Yoshida wants to, oh shit, if Yoshida wants to kick up, like, the quality, it's like, it presses button that says British voices. I mean, it's not just that they're British voices. Whoever the casting person is certainly casting the right people for the right roles. But it also doesn't hurt that they don't have some harsh American accent for the most part. Oh shit. We're gonna die. We're gonna fucking die, bitch. We're gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die. No, maybe not. And I also think this is a tougher ask, but because we have talked enough in our lifetime in this game, have an update where you can actually give the Warrior of Light a voice. Please. it's so weird feeling not to be able to speak, even when you get like, just when we get the section where we could choose voice lines. Let us speak. Don't make me have to go on Fiverr and pay somebody to voice my lines. The last time I was editing, the last time I was editing the MSQ videos, I was about to put my finger on this button to like, to recruit this Fiverr voice actor to like just voice my character. So I'm not a guy. I can't make my character sound like a dude. Oh no, what is going on here? I'm just talking and these people are just dying left and right. Excuse me. Throat's acting up. Dave Gilbert, who made the Blackwell games, has a lot to say about the importance of voice direction. He even re-recorded all the voices for the first game when he found the right act. Wow, that's some dedication there. That can be a costly expense. I think a lot of people underestimate how expensive voice work is. Like good voice work, at least. Oh man, that throat is acting up. I might have to call it after this dungeon. I don't know what the fuck happened. Actually, no, I do know what the fuck happened. I've been talking nonstop. I usually don't do that this much, but I've just had a lot of things to say tonight. That's okay. We got some cool stuff done tonight. Some fun quests. Which is this? Does nobody else bring the little, like, the healing items? I feel like I'm the only person that did this. Excuse me. Ow. Come on. Oh, god damn it. Oh shit. No. The voices were really bad in 1.0 though. I'm not sure if they kept the same people or not. Like, it was a carryover, but I was watching some cutscenes of the few cutscenes that were voiced in 1.0, because it was even less than 2.0, and they're just, I don't even know, I couldn't even recognize the voices. They just sounded really like super amateur, so who knows where they got them from. Like if you hear was it Ida and Papalimo in the original Gridania intro, is not good. It's pretty bad. And then that's also when they made Papalimo sound fucking ridiculous. It's like, oh, I'm just a tiny Lalafell. Oh, Ida, don't do anything crazy. Like, oh god, dude. Which is funny because, like, if you look at clips of some of the voice acting for the Japanese voices, they give what's his face? What is his name? Robon's kid. He has the deepest voice. He sounds like a hot 25-year-old guy, but it's a Lalafell. Running DR with a bunch of people who didn't know. Oh no, yeah, no one's using roll actions except for me apparently, because they kept dying. And if you just had cure with you here, you wouldn't have that problem at all. It's pretty forgiving. Like this variant cure is actually pretty strong. It was quite the intro. Yeah, not a good introduction. But then again, even the scene itself was really hammed up. You know, where they're frantically barreling through the forest going like, oh, and there was more like slapsticky stuff with the two of them. So. There we go. Oh yes, Pippin. Correct. Yeah, if you ever look up both his voice and one of the Betrayal guys, Yu Yu Hase, who's one of the evil Crystal Braves, he has an extremely low voice for Lalafell. It's almost like a gag. It's so low. It sounds like fucking Kiryu from Yakuza or something ridiculous. I don't know who decided that. It's like all the American voices were like, hey, it's a tiny guy, so let's make him sound high-pitched and ridiculous. And all the Japanese ones was like, he's a cool dude, make him sound really deep. Even though he's like 3 feet tall. Actually, 3 feet might be generous. I don't know how tall Lalas are. It'll sound shitty to say, but I do kind of wish that when everybody got their upgraded voices in Heavensward, I kind of wish Harshafont had also gotten a different voice. That's the hot take I'm going to say for the day. Because his voice was maybe the only... his and Emmerich, because actually Emmerich was surprisingly a British guy, like, well cast in that last bit of Realm Reborn. It was him and Emmerich and Harshafont that made it into Heavensward. But Harshafont is not a British actor, and you could tell because he doesn't sound British. He does that weird, like, affectation that Americans do, and then it's like, this kind of sounds British, right? Not really. It's fine, but just think what he would have sounded like if we had gotten someone along the level of, like, Grahatia's voice actor, but for, like, Harshafont. That would have been fucking amazing. Kiryu does have a certain level. Yeah, just imagine a tiny little Lala ripping off his suit to show like a big tattoo on his back. Actually, somebody, someone in my work Slack, in like the silly channel, posted a YouTube video that's all the compilations of people ripping off their jackets in Yakuza. And first of all, I didn't realize that everyone literally rips their jacket off the same way. They always grab their left shoulder, rip towards the camera, and then it immediately cuts to the other side where magically, as if their entire suit and shirt was like just a cape, it just comes off in one go without being ripped or anything. Just to show their back. It's amazing. I would love it if we had some... I mean, I guess that's like a Hildebrand level character, but if we had somebody that could do that in 14, that would be so fucking funny. Then maybe have like a big chocobo tattoo or something on the back. That'd be amazing. It was kind of a long video actually, but it was only like, I think it was like 10 minutes long, which already on its own is pretty long. That series is something else. It's always kind of like once you play it, you know, obviously you understand, but even it's almost funnier when people haven't played it and somebody subjects them to a bunch of like clips from the games, and it's just pure anarchy because it's like guaranteed the person will go, what the fuck game is this? What's going on in there? Because you can't believe that all that nonsense happens in the same fucking game. And the best part too is Kiryu plays it straight, so it's like all this obnoxious shit is happening, and he looks like he's not batting an eyelash. So it's like, oh, I guess that stuff just really happens, because he's not a goofy character at all. I do kind of wish that they would do like or have the ability for an English dub, because somebody was showing me videos of the original Yakuza on like PlayStation 2 or something, and Majima was voiced by Mark Hamill. And I was like, what the fuck? What an interesting take. Like, we could have had Mark Hamill voicing Majima in, like, 6 Yakuza games. Been denied. Oh, god damn it. Did I just step in the fucking... Yeah, I did. I deserve that. Not the voice I expected. Yeah, if you look at it, I'm sure... Oh god, how the fuck is everybody getting killed so fast? Yeah, they definitely aren't using the little roll action things. I don't know why. The Hamill guy gets around. Can you imagine? So, like, the Batman the Animated Series, right? That's before people were really giving him a shot, like, doing really different voice roles. And somebody was just like, hey, this guy's actually pretty fucking good as the Joker. And then after that, it was his way of getting to do all these roles where nobody would have, like, picked him, like, if it was a physical role before. But he has such a crazy range with his voice. Like, I would almost say in some circles he's more popular as the Joker than he was as Luke Skywalker. But to be fair, when I heard his Majima... Oh, this guy died again. It pretty much just sounded like a slightly muted Joker. For the most part. I'm not sure if he must have done it after... Oh, Jesus. That hurts. I think they even had him say, like, Kiryu-chan, but it's like, it just hits different. The Japanese voices are very good. And very iconic. Oh, Jesus, no. Why am I... Fucking tank, come on. Oh no. Ooh, lucky. I like having roll actions though, as rare as they are. It's one of the few things that you could still customize the way you want and not be like stuck. Like the one detriment I think with a lot of the quality of life kind of changes that they've made over the years to 14 is that they've actually reduced a lot of the customization that, while it wasn't great in 1.0, it at least offered you choices. And so removing that is like, well, now everybody just uses the exact same kit, essentially. You don't get any variation at all. So that's kind of a shame. Alright. Now we actually have enough of those pants. I think we do. Fuck, I hope we do. Time to get pantalones. It's funny that glamour kind of really is like the end game for a lot of people. You either have people that will tackle really difficult shit for the purpose of glamour, Or they'll just do all kinds of weird, stray side shit for glamour. It depends which kind you are. I actually like this like long dress coat thing. I think it's the I dyed the Lunar Envoy like casting top, but it kind of works. It has like this fun like scarf thing on it. Let's see if I can turn around and look at it. Yeah, this scarf, and then it kind of, well, you can't see it on me now, but it sort of like flops around when you run. It's kind of elegant. I'm always a sucker for gold trims on stuff. I like it. Alright, so where was that? I think I have to go to the area below here. Yes, slacks. Let's see, do I want the slacks or I want the shoes? I think slacks are more important first. These are kind of a nice pair. Heavily tailored. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure we have other dressy shoes kind of things that I could get instead until I could get these guys. And we have so many kinds of gloves. You'll never really, like, okay, that is kind of a nice pair of gloves, but there's a bunch of like black leather gloves you can get. They aren't like that much different. Or do I get the fucking weeb hat? Not weeb. The neckbeard hat. I'd never wear this though. It's funny that it looks like the hat just rests on my character's fucking ears. I don't like that. It's too big for his head. Alright. Pants it is. Alright. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. My throat is a little bit better right now, but I still feel like scratchy for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't want it to be fucked up for Saturday because we're gonna be doing a playthrough of Sam & Max Hits the Road, and I'm probably gonna be talking a lot during that one because I haven't played it in a long time, but I remember really enjoying it when I played it back in like 2002 or something like that. Yeah, the Milady hat. I'm not a big fan of the Milady hat. So I'll do a little, I'm kind of a little early tonight, but we still had some fun discussions. If you're up for more, please tune in again Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific. We'll be doing Sam & Max, and then of course, since I shoved everything over, Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific, we will start the long process of playing all the Dragon Age games. There'll be a shitload of stuff to talk about for all of that, I guarantee you. It's a crazy series, so that'll be a lot of fun, so please look forward to that. Yeah, thanks for coming by, Crimson. Thanks for coming by, Lost and Found, and Googleom, and everybody else. Joe, as always. In the meantime, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. We're almost there. It's almost Thursday. It's hump day. We're almost getting through it. So hopefully I'll see you Saturday, and until then, have a good one.